Historic Landmarks Commission, June 17th, 2026. Let's start with roll call.
Yes, we will start with roll call. Chair Grumbine,
Present?
Vice Chair Uli is absent. Commissioner Butler,
Here.
Commissioner Dorden,
Here.
Commissioner Insberg,
Present.
Commissioner Limvick,
Present.
Commissioner Lodge,
Here.
Commissioner McClure.
Here.
Thank you. We have quorum.
All right, great, thank you. Let's move on to item A, public comment. Any member of the public may address the commission for up to 2 minutes on any subject within our jurisdiction that is not scheduled on this agenda for public discussion. All right.
At this time, I do not have any slips for general public comment. I will take a look at attendance via online. I do not see any hands raised virtually. So, and I don't see anyone in the audience moving to make a general public comment. So at that, I'll turn it back over to you, Chair Grumbine.
All right, great. On to item B then, approval of the minutes of Historic Landmarks Commission, May 20th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All
Second.
right, thank you for motion and second. Any edit now to the commission for any edits, etc.?
Just a question, Chair. This is the May 20th, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the, I just had a question about the number 3, the telecommunications one. And that was the, whether there were any, I guess there weren't any questions about it, but if anybody else had, we talked about the painting of the screening and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed okay to me.
Okay. Anything from anyone else? All right. All right.
So, I'll move to approve.
Okay, great. So we have a motion and a second.
I'll
So-
second that.
Well, actually, sorry, we already have a motion and a second, so that was just in case there was any other edits.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, and then if not, let's have a roll call vote.
Okay, we have Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Dorden,
Yes.
Commissioner Insberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Limvick,
Yes.
Commissioner McClure,
Yes.
Commissioner Lodge,
Yes.
and Chair Grumbine.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
All right, now we have approval of the minutes of Historic Landmarks Commission consent meeting of May 20th, 2026. A motion?
So moved. Second.
All right, thank you. Motion and second. All right, under discussion, any questions or anything else on consent? All right, let's have a roll call for approval of the consent meeting.
Commissioner Insberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Limvick,
Yes.
Commissioner McClure,
Yes.
Commissioner Lodge, Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Dorden,
Yes.
Chair Grumbine.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, great. On to item D, approval of the minutes of Historic Landmarks Commission meeting, special meeting of May 27th, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion.
All right, great.
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Dorden. All right, any discussion or edits to the motion?
Yes, Chair Grumbine, I have a number of, this is where we were talking about the master plan, and we went through, and it was, it's a big mouthful.
Yeah.
So I did have a number of things. I just want to be very sure that, that it really reflects what our intention was of what we said, as we always do.
Yeah.
So I'll just go through them, and then you
Sure.
can tell me what you think. Number 2, I would ask that we change the word the endorses the flexible. I think it should say a flexible. We talked about the idea of a flexible plan. We voted on it. We talked about it quite a bit. And I don't know that we actually approved of the plan, but we said we approved a plan for flexible first vision. I know it seems minor, but
Yeah, I'm trying to think if that, if the was referring to the flexible pedestrian first version as the framework, as opposed to I'm trying to remember what the context was, whether it was that or it was the second version that we were,
well, I think what, at least my understanding
but
was,
it might not make a difference, but I want to make sure that if the is attached to the the first version, then the makes more sense.
Well, then it should say the first version or something like that. But I think, as I recall, I had some concerns about it, and we talked about it quite a bit, but my feeling was I definitely approved the idea of a flexible plan, but not necessarily the one that we have, but moving in that direction. So that's why I like a flexible pedestrian first vision.
Oh, vision, okay, I was reading.
First
Okay.
vision as the framework. So yes, a plan, not necessarily
Okay, I
that
think
one.
that works as well.
Okay,
A flexible pedestrian first vision as the framework. Sorry, I was reading it as version.
no, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Okay, thank you. And then, yeah, I'll try to go as quickly as possible. Number 3, I would like to propose that it say, instead of that those proportions, I would delete the word those and just say that proportions are Santa Barbara appropriate, meet Santa Barbara appropriate spaces and functions. So the best fit for the area. I think it'd be better to keep it more general. And I'm happy to,
Okay,
so the way it would read is to ensure that proportions are Santa Barbara appropriate spaces, functions, and are being incorporated into the street. Spaces and functions are being incorporated into the street. It just seems kind of wordy, and I don't even know what it means to say that other part. So I think we're just saying that the proportions should be Santa Barbara style and appropriate. But the best fit for the area just kind of confuses things, I think.
Okay, I think that works as well.
Okay. Also, I did want to let you know, I did work on this, and I remember that Miss Jasper Carmen, had said that when we have changes that to try to give them to her in advance so that she could perhaps work on, check them out. And I did try to do that, but she was not, she's not here today.
Gotcha.
So
Yep.
I did try to do that. Okay, so thank you. Moving along here. Number 5. The commission supports the civic and commercial district as the first priority investment area, period. I'm not sure that we're getting, maybe if it was said, then okay, but I think that just keep it with differentiated paving and signature plaza design seems to be dictating elements that we're not quite ready for, but if it was in the minutes specifically, then, I'm not gonna, I just think that it would be helpful to just say, what we were trying to say is that would be a first priority of work to move forward, was the civic and commercial district.
I'm just reading the rest of it to see if that captures it still.
And then, yeah, see, it's kind of repetitive, because moving along here, I was
Okay,
gonna,
yeah.
I was gonna
The
say,
main thing is that it's indicating that we see it as a.
yeah, the
as a
priority.
priority.
Yeah,
as
and
a
not
heart
getting
of the city.
into
Okay,
paving.
yeah, I
and all
think
that.
that works, because, the paving and plaza, signature plaza design is sort of a detail as opposed to.
Exactly.
Big picture. Okay.
And then, yeah, and then at the end of the sentence, I would, and this, again, I was going to say that, and the ability to be the heart of the city, this is appropriate to be the first priority area. Instead of this should be, that it's appropriate, given all
Yeah,
things.
I think that makes sense. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what we
okay,
were talking about.
okay. I am a wordsmith.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, then number 6, commission requests that the project continues to be refined to meet Santa Barbara aesthetics through options such as monuments or fountains at De La Guerra Street and State Street. So I'm just changing to not make it, just meet the Santa Barbara aesthetics. not as possible aesthetics. We specifically want them to meet Santa Barbara aesthetics for EPV.
And maybe instead of through which, or sorry, with options.
Yeah,
Use them on your
yeah, that
side.
would, yeah,
Not necessarily through, but with.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
okay.
That's
Is that
right.
okay?
Yeah, let's do that. I think that makes
I know,
sense of what
I
we're
just think
trying to
this is
say.
such a important, okay, and then, number 7, instead of review, I was going to suggest include study of trash and other functions, or house trash, sorry. Include study of how trash, instead of review, we wanted them to like look at how can we make it better? So review, include study of how trash and other functions, et cetera.
Okay, yeah, I think
Okay.
that works too.
Okay, and then number 8, am I going too fast? No. Okay. Well, I'm for them. Okay, then consider ways, okay, including but not limited to accessible buses. And then I would just take equipped with wheelchair lifts, ramps, or ability to kneel. I would just take all of that out and just say limited to accessible buses. I remember we talked about a kneeling bus, but I don't remember talking
Let's get
about.
into the weeds more.
Yeah, so
okay, we
just-
can simplify.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And, almost done here. Oh, yeah, and then at the end of the sentence, with disabilities or accessibility accommodation, I guess you could leave it accommodations, but I wasn't quite sure if it should just say accommodation requirements. Requirements. Designed for transporting individuals with disabilities or accessibility accommodation requirements.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Okay? And then number 9, okay, with storm, SWMP requirements and solutions to drainage instead of provides inadequate. Strike provides inadequate. So review rolled curb to ensure it complies with stormwater management requirements and solutions to drainage.
I think it works.
Okay? And at the end of that sentence, cane detection for individuals with visible impairment. Period. Verify any requirements for truncated domes. Maybe that's all. I think it was said along the entire length of the rolled curb.
Yeah, I think let's leave that in there because I think that
Okay,
the,
so-
the comment is being careful that we're not going to create an entire, State
Right,
Street
but
truncated
I
dock.
thought the hope is to avoid, I think that seemed odd wording to me, so I thought it should just be verify any requirements for truncated domes for the entire length of the rolled curb.
Yeah, okay, that,
Okay, is that okay?
yeah, I think it implies that if it does end up requiring a whole
Yeah.
thing of then we don't like it, but.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, but if it's required, it's required, so, you know. Okay, and then there's just a couple more here. Okay, this was a little hard, the one about the bollards. Consider bollards that don't look like bollards. So
That's pretty clear.
what I was going to suggest is, because what we talked about is other kinds of barricades, like a concrete, something more artistic, like a concrete globe or a cube, and it could be even, we talked about maybe an artistic application. So I was going to say, consider bollards and other barricade options, such as concrete balls and cubes with mosaic art.
So I don't think we should get as detailed into it. Maybe we just say, consider bollards that don't look like standard ballers and are more Santa Barbara style.
Okay, sure.
That way, we're highlighting what we don't like.
Okay,
and-
that
yeah,
sounds good.
And giving the option open.
Okay, all right, that sounds great. Just something more artistic and more EPV-ish,
perfect.
not just, okay, last one. This commission notes to city council, oh, actually, two. This commission notes to city council, they encourage bringing housing downtown, et cetera, and then it says however, that component can be incorporated into a specific plan with HLC's input to achieve city goals in the EPV.
Yeah, I think that's
This is related to
much
housing.
simpler, yeah.
Okay, and then the last thing that wasn't in here, but that we did talk about was, and I realize it's getting into this area of other, but it's always part of our concern, like backflow preventers and other, mechanical types of things. We did talk about the infrastructure and about, what is happening with all of that and how, we talked about the stormwater management and then we talked about the infrastructure and addressing that to understand what the magnitude of it is.
I think
Something-
number 13 covers that. The commission notes it's solving for the
Stormwater matter, but it doesn't talk about like how that would impact, for example, the power, the sewer lines, everything else that's under the street. We don't know, and what I recall saying is that the question I asked was, does our existing system, is it adequate to be able to provide for our goal of 2,000 new units downtown? And that if it isn't, or if it is, great. If it isn't, what is needed, and how does that, it's a big thing. So I don't know, again, it's kind of not our purview to be looking at the sewer line, but it is impactful with respect to the master plan, which is what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I think on that, we should probably, because it is utilities and underground, and they're gonna have to figure it out, and it's obviously gonna drive budget a huge amount. I think that's a known thing, at least, like they know that there's a strong tie to that, to budget, and I don't think they need us to tell them that. So, that part of it, it doesn't have anything directly to do with, sort of the surfaces purview, discussion. So I think we should leave that out, especially if we didn't actually make that specific comment.
Well, we did, I talked about it quite a bit. Could we just make a note that we look forward to seeing whatever their solution will be, or some kind of notation that we did note that there was a concern there? They could go back onto the tape and look at it.
Yeah, okay, why don't we make a note of that? If it makes sense in the note summaries that was, I know we did go into conversation, so it might be able to be included. And in which case, I would say we would tack it on to the 13, where we talk
Yeah,
about
okay.
the infrastructure and changes to utilities
That would be impact.
Could be critical for budget and, yeah. So maybe that's the potential add to it, if it can go back and review the video.
Sure, through the chair to the rest of the commission, because this is not an official motion, this is just a collection of comments. If this was discussed, as long as it was discussed at the meeting, and you all agree that this is something that was discussed and you want included in the record, we can add that now.
Okay.
But
Okay,
just let me
okay.
know what the verbiage is for
And
that.
that seems like a fair thing. We were talking about it, and we did discuss utilities, so is everyone good with adding that portion in?
And
Okay, great.
also, if I can say, we're trying to troubleshoot and see, like, here's things that we observe or that we've thought about, and so we just want to highlight it, and that's our purpose, is to try to be helpful, to be sure that, we are,
Yep.
Okay, so what do you think?
So I think then probably for the infrastructure is critical in number 13, if we say, solving stormwater management and infrastructure is critical for the budget. Let's see, is critical for.
Why don't you say infrastructure and
utilities.
are critical?
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I think that's good. Are
Okay.
critical for the budget and for, appropriate design, which is currently. Okay,
Does that sound okay?
great.
Okay, well, thanks for
All right.
hanging in there with
Yeah,
me,
thanks
just
for
really.
the additional wordsmithing. Okay.
Okay, so we'll take a vote on that.
Yeah, so just to double check that the maker of the motion and the seconder are both okay with those comments?
Yes.
Please say yes.
Chocolate over there.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, good. Then we will now, if we can have a roll call vote, please.
Okay, great. Commissioner Dorden,
Yes.
Commissioner Ensberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Limvick,
Yes.
Commissioner McClure,
Yes.
Commissioner Lodge,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler, Chair Grumbine.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you. All right, on to item E, ratification of action taken on the consent calendar for today, or not today, sorry, June 3rd, 2026.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second under, or to staff and discussion.
Thank you so much, Chair Grumbine. Item A was 23 East Cabrillo Boulevard, which received project design approval and final approval with project compatibility findings. Item B was 9 West Anapamu Street, also known as 1129 State Street, which received project design approval and final approval with the comment that privacy screening is appropriate for consent review. And this project is acceptable because it proposes replacing existing screening that will conceal mechanical equipment and is not changing the historic structure or altering the State Street facade. And the following findings, which were project compatibility and minor alterations findings. Item C was 805 Orange Avenue, which was continued 2 weeks to June 17th, 2026 for final approval with the following comments. 1, the commission supports the project. 2, revise the man door into the garage to a selection of with 2 or 3 panels instead of 1 panel to add more detail. 3, return with a more historic wood example of the garage door. 4, windows are to match the original historic wood style, return with examples of what was original if possible. 5, the salvias are short-lived plants and the junipers spread wider than the proposed planters and will be unsightly, so they are recommended to be replaced. 6, the commission recommends planting 1-gallon Raphiolepis indica ballerina at 42 inches in all 3 beds. 7, the commission recommends planting 3 15-gallon Areobotria deflexa to be double staked with commercial tree ties, but loose enough to allow movement for trunk to strengthen. 8, the commission recommends improving the soil with half cubic foot of compost for each 1-gallon shrub and 1 cubic foot for 1-gallon plants. 9, the commission recommends placing the trees along the property lines, not close to the house, specifically placing 2 trees along the driveway and 1 in the planter on the far property line. And that was all for that.
All right. Nice. Okay, any discussion of that for ratifying? All right, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Limvick,
Yes.
Commissioner McClure,
Yes.
Commissioner Lodge,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler, Commissioner Dorden,
Yes.
Commissioner Ensberg,
Yes.
Chair Grumbine.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you. Okay, on to item F, ratification of action taken on the consent calendar for today, June 17th, 2026. A motion to ratify. Anyone want to make a motion?
Oh, so moved. I'll second.
All right. Okay, so to staff.
Thank
Or-
you, Chair Grumbine. We just had one item. It was 805 Orange Avenue, item A, which received final approval with the condition that all new and existing wood windows be painted pure white. And
Oh,
that's
that was
all for
shorter.
consent.
All right. Any other discussion, questions?
Oh, thank you, Chair. I just want to say that it was a very, very sweet project, and they're restoring this existing house and that actually burned on the inside, and they just did a really nice job on it. So it was very, it was fun to see where they did. They did everything we asked, and they were extremely happy to, move forward. So
Great.
we need to keep our eye out for that one as it moves forward.
Nice. All right. Great. So any other discussion? All right, let's have a roll call vote.
Commissioner Limvick,
Yes.
Commissioner McClure,
Yes.
Commissioner Lodge,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes.
Commissioner Dorden,
Yes.
Commissioner Ensberg,
Yes.
Chair Grumbine.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. Great. On to item G, announcements, requests by applicants for continuances and withdrawals, future agenda items, and appeals.
Thank you, Chair Grumbine. Staff has a couple of brief announcements. Item 1, 1242 Dover Lane is going to be postponed to July 15th, 2026. And then my second announcement is that today is my last hearing. I will be replaced by Mary Tunovskaya, who is the current staff liaison for sign committee and SFDB consent. So I'm leaving you in very capable hands. And I would just also like to take this moment to say that it's been an honor to work with this commission as your staff liaison and before that as your secretary. And I've just learned so much from all of you, and it's just been such a blessing. And I think the work that this board does is very important, and I'm very excited to continue that work when I go to grad school. So, thank you.
Nice. Well, thank you. Yeah. Yeah,
Mr.
thank you
Chairman,
so
I have a
much.
question
Yes.
as well.
Okay,
I might.
Commissioner Lemon.
The Portezuelo, no, Dover Lane has been continued. Is that what you said? Has that been to us before?
The project or the property has come to you for review of a project. It's currently on the local register. Today it was going to be nominated as a structure of merit. So it's been to you for a project.
In reading the report, I didn't really, unless I miss it, I didn't really see a recommendation by the staff.
The report was written before the project came to you, and the owner and I discussed that it needs to be updated to reflect the changes that were approved by HLC. So I will be going to the site to take
Okay.
photographs and update that report.
To me, it seems like a leap to assume that the report will be accepted and a resolution approved. I mean, without any discussion among the board members.
Through the
Yeah,
chair to
before we
Commissioner
get into
Lembeck.
it, yeah.
Yes, this, your chance for discussion over whether or not it should be nominated as a structure of merit will be at the July 15th hearing. That's what you will be reviewing, is whether or
With
not
an
the
updated
building
report
should be designated as a
and
structure of
argumentation.
merit.
And I think structurally, this is often the case where we have it, and then we also have the nomination. Sometimes we have them separate, sometimes we have them together. Is that
Yeah,
right?
so the previous project that went through, that was, the building is already on the local register. It's
Yeah.
already been added to the local register. That was a,
That's why it came to us and we reviewed it and was part of
correct.
the
So
design
you
review.
accepted the Phase 1 report that added
Yeah.
it to the local register.
But-
So now it is coming to you to be designated as a structure of merit.
But there's a difference between being on the register and being a structure of merit.
Correct,
Yes.
There's a difference.
correct.
So if we accept the report, then we have a resolution. If we don't accept
So you
the
won't be
report-
accepting a report, you would just be accepting the resolution or adopting the resolution.
Oh,
That would be
okay.
the motion before you. So whether, if you disagree and don't think it should be nominated or designated a structure of merit, you can discuss that at the July 15th hearing.
Well, okay, I understand that. It just, to me, it seems like we're kind of out of sequence on this. I mean, we have a resolution number, you know, all kinds of things. The assumption being, and the applicant could be in the audience, smiling happily, and the commission may not agree. And it
Okay,
concerns me.
so, let's, I think that's fine, we'll have that discussion.
So for, I think maybe I've gotten us a little confused. So are you referring to 1242 Dover Lane or 1432 Portezuelo?
No, Dover Lane.
Yeah, so the applicant for
It-
Dover Lane is not here. That item has been postponed.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's going to be brought to us with a historic structures report and a resolution,
The
which have not
resolution-
been reviewed by us or acted on.
The
Yes.
resolution has to be prepared so it can be signed if
Yeah.
it is accepted.
And I think that sometimes we do it, I think we've done it both ways, but whatever the case, I think it is typical, or one of the typical ways to actually have them both together. But the main point is, if we don't agree with it, then we won't vote for it. So it has to be a majority of us that are gonna adopt the resolution. So, okay, so let's move on to any other announcements, et cetera.
I had one thing,
Commissioner
thank you,
Ansberg.
Chair. Well, first, I just want to backtrack a little bit and just express such great appreciation for Ms. Rydell. I don't believe you actually asked us if you could leave.
Yeah,
Because she knows we would not vote for that resolution.
But we welcome our new expert,
Secretary.
Yeah.
secretary expert.
Oh, a
And
planner,
thank you
yeah.
so much. You've been such a great help to us, and I just want to say from that I appreciate, and I think we all do. So I just wanted to jump backwards a little bit to say that. And then so then moving on, I wanted to mention that at the May 20th, I brought up, so I just don't want to lose, let this fall through the cracks, that, the state law has changed for ADUs, can now be in the front of the building, and because ADUs were previously approved, which we all understood them to be in the rear of the building, they didn't have as much scrutiny or review. They had no review. But now that they're in the front, it's a whole different ballgame in my mind, and so I think that regardless of it being a state law, I think we need to discuss it and, come up with something of how we feel about that and what we should do about it. So I had requested that on May 20th, so I just wanted to bring it up again now.
Okay, great. So in terms of so then the question to staff will be, when can this be agendized? And it probably makes sense that, that we have someone that can help us understand what can or can't be done and why as part of this discussion, or what it would take for various things to actually change ordinance or do whatever the possibilities are.
Sure. Through the chair to the rest of the commission, I will speak with Ellen Kokinda about this and see when we can get this agendized for you.
Great. All right. Thank you.
Who's replacing you?
Mary Ternovskaya.
Stand, Mary.
No, well, you can ask people.
Thank you. We're glad to have you here. We're not as bad as we sound. At least I'm not.
That's Mr. Lenvick's way of welcoming you.
Didn't you get coffee this morning or something?
Oh, no.
It's nice to have you here, Mary.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Okay. All right. And we are sad to see you go. At least for now. You're going to grad school, so you better come back. All right. Okay. Any other announcements, etc.? All right. Let's go on to item H, subcommittee reports. Any subcommittees met or have something to report?
Yes, Chair.
All right, Commissioner Hansberry.
Well, one is the 1300 block, or no, not the 1300, the West Figueroa Paseo.
Yeah, and so this is for State Street Interim Working Group.
Yep. And I drove by there this morning, and the two trees that we wanted to have, that were growing up against the building, have been removed, and it looks amazing. It looks
great.
so beautiful. You can see the building, and it's not all covered with those. So it looks incredible, and I understand, I did hear from Ms. Clark that they were just trying to button up where the power source was going to come from for the lights, overhead lights, and also the connection to the buildings. They had to get approval from the property owners. And so I think they have done that. Those were the two sort of last things. So I think any moment we should expect to see movement on that. So I'm very excited for that to move forward. And I urge you to go over there and just look. It's just, a little bit of cleanup just goes a long way. And then, I don't know if, Commissioner McClure, did you want to talk about the 1300 block?
1,200?
1200, sorry. 1200, or do you want?
We the landscape, the native landscape went in about 6 months ago, and we kind of proposed a meeting to walk it and review the performance of those plants, and we haven't heard back.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that was our responsibility to do that. So,
and that was just this last week, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I know they've been busy with other things.
I'm sure there'll be some report back as soon as we.
And then lastly, we did get a call out from Ms. Clark. I was kind of confused what it was. It was something about meters, that they wanted to meet about some kind of meter design, and I wasn't really sure. They canceled the meeting, but I wasn't really sure how we would help with something like that. So I wasn't sure why, but certainly happy to,
Yeah, it might.
appreciate being involved and would be happy to help if we can, but it's not really our.
Yeah. Well, we might.
Anyway, you recall that, right?
Yeah, we might have some good input anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So those are the only three things.
Yep.
Yep.
Great. All right. Any other subcommittees to report? All right. Then in that case, let's move on to since item 1 was postponed, should we announce it first and then?
Yes,
Yep,
please.
okay. All right, so item 1, structure of merit designation for 1242 Dover Lane. Request to adopt resolution 2026-5 designating the 1927 Spanish Colonial Revival designed by architect Leonard Cook as a structure of merit. And this item has been postponed till July 15th. All right, so then we will close that item and go on to item 2. This is a historic resource report for 1432 Portezuelo Avenue. All right, welcome. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, great. So I'll read the description here, and then you can introduce yourself, and we'll have any comments from staff. Okay, review of a Phase 1 historic resource report for the ranch-style residence built in 1963. This is requesting acceptance of a Phase 1 historic resource report prepared by Alta Archaeological Consulting. The report concluded that the property is not eligible as a historic resource. All right, so with that, is there any comments from staff before we, okay? So with that, if you would introduce yourself for the record and then take a few minutes and kind of walk us through the summary of your report.
Sure. My name is Carrie Chastain. I'm the senior architectural historian at Alta Archaeological Consulting. My presentation.
Great.
So just to orient you, the property is that's up for consideration is located in the Las Positas Heights neighborhood, which is accessed from Las Positas Road south of the 101. The upper photo is looking towards Las Positas Road from the subject property, and the lower photo is in the opposite direction, just to give a sense of setting of the subject property. This photo shows how the property appears from Portezuelo Avenue. Note the retaining wall and the landscaping, please. The ranch-style house is generally L-shaped in plan with a projecting attached garage. The cross-hip roof is clad in shingles and the exterior walls are clad in stucco with some stone veneer. Note the contemporary garden house window that you see right that I'm highlighting. I lost my slide number. This is a detail of the primary entryway, which is recessed and slightly raised. The entry is characterized by a pair of paneled doors flanked by frosted and leaded glass. The porch has been enclosed with contemporary metal fencing. It's a view of the western facade. There are several large windows with roll-up shades, and the attached wood trellis that you can see spans the whole facade. This is the northern facade, which has a view of the mountains. The design features a horizontal emphasis typical of the ranch-style residence. This facade features several aluminum windows and sliding doors. The barbecue pit with trellis is a later addition, as is the pool and deck. This is a view of the eastern facade. The pop-up above the roofline with trellis appears to be an addition. This facade also features a secondary entrance and additional aluminum sliding windows. The developer of the residential tract was the Maybob Construction Company of Santa Monica, who also built the residence. No information pertaining to Maybob was available in historic issues of newspapers for Santa Monica, Los Angeles, or Santa Barbara. No architect was identified on the permit. Based on a review of city directories, the house was vacant until it was purchased by Harry B. and Kathy A. Millett in 1967. Harry was noted as the operator of the Sunset Motel, which is still in business here in Santa Barbara. The property is recommended ineligible for the National and California registers, and also for designation as a landmark or a structure of merit. The neighborhood was one of many established in the 1960s following World War II, and is merely reflective of post-war residential expansion that occurred throughout California. The residence is not known to be significantly associated with a single event or pattern of development. Persons who made demonstrably significant contributions to history are not known to be associated with the residence. And although the building reflects the ranch style of architecture and has many of those character-defining features, it does not possess high artistic value or distinctive features. Based on the lack of press coverage, the Maybach Company does not appear to be a significant construction company. The building is constructed using common materials and methods of construction. And lastly, the property is in the middle of a very steep, winding street, and it's not really noticeable, so it's not a distinctive feature of the neighborhood. So, in conclusion, it does not appear eligible for any historical register. Thank you, and I'm available to answer questions. And Ms. Rydell has, the project is to replace some windows. Ms. Rydell has some photos for their project queued up. I haven't seen them, but I'm happy to fake my way through them.
Thank you.
And through the chair to the applicant, only the report is being reviewed, so we don't need to
Okay.
review any of the.
Then ignore
project
that I
photos.
have photos of their project and that they have a project.
All right. Great, so if that concludes your presentation, yeah, why don't you stay here with.
You're not done yet.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with your
Others have
procedures
tried
here.
to escape
And I
too.
left my water too.
We're not letting you
Mr.,
out.
yeah, Commissioner Landvik will tell you to stand up. All right, since that completes your presentation, we'll go to public comment on this project.
Thank you. I'll open with public comment at this time. I do not have any slips for this particular project. If anyone wishes to make a comment, they may fill one out and bring it to me. I see no one in the audience moving to do so, and I do not see any hands raised virtually, so with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Chair Grumbine.
All right, to the commission for questions. All right, Commissioner Butler.
I'm the non-architect on the commission. So when I hear ranch style, I grew up in California, it's almost generic. To me, it's a very generic term. Are there specifics that say this is what a California ranch style architecture stylistically is? Because you said it has no high artistic value.
Yeah, so once upon a time in a land far, far away, I evaluated every building next to the I-405 freeway in Orange
poor
County.
woman.
And I learned quite a bit about ranch style architecture. So what's considered high style, it has an Asian influence. So, the hip on gable roof, that is evocative of a pagoda, and the Asian influence is considered more high style. Yeah,
Does that work for you?
Well, that's a start. I mean,
I mean, they're ubiquitous. Usually you
Yeah,
look at
yeah.
them in tracts of development and not as
Right.
individual properties.
is an Eichler design style
Yes.
considered ranch style?
Yeah, Cliff May is credited
It
with
has a
the
little-
original architect for the ranch style of architecture, and it's evocative of the actual ranches that used to be in California back in the pastoral days of the 1800s. So it's meant to be sort of the old adobes. It's supposed to be with the low-slung horizontal emphasis with concrete walls and the emphasis on indoor and outdoor space. So that's why you get the big banks of sliding glass doors and windows. So it's like bringing the inside or the outside into you.
And then material like stucco always and aluminum, everything. And is that a fair statement? I mean, that's kind of what I relate to.
Generally.
To the style.
So my other favorite kind of ranch is their storybook ranch. So they've got the little dovecotes on the top and the really swoopy roofs and maybe the flower boxes. That's called storybook. And there's a bunch of those in Seal Beach. There's a whole neighborhood of them. It's called Rossmore.
Yes.
And so that's another high style example. And so sometimes they have board and batten siding. Usually the lower example are just stucco with aluminum windows.
I feel better educated.
All right.
Well, thank you.
All those houses on the 405 were worth it, weren't they?
I mean, some of them are really cool.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it it started in Southern California, right?
Correct.
Climate-based.
Yeah.
Climate-based living.
And then the Seabees, the Navy construction crews, they would just go through like Levittown and build, cookie cutter. They started at one end of the neighborhood and just replicate throughout. So it was an easy way to mass produce to meet the critical housing shortage that seems to have never gone away.
All right.
Question.
Commissioner Jordan.
It seems like this enters history in 1962 or 64 when it came up. Who owned that land? Do we know who owned the land prior?
So I pulled
Is it
up
county land?
the track map, or the topo map. and it's really small. It looks like it was part of a rancho. It's the Las Positas, it's really tiny, I'm really sorry, but it says grant. So it was part of a land grant.
Okay.
So presumably at some point that was part of a rancho. Maybe it's part of the original mission grounds. It's entirely possible. But
Which is why they made it do it in ranch style.
Yep. I'm simply, I mean, these reports are these little mini contributions to the history of the city, and I'm just always interested in who owned the city at different times.
Sure.
That's fine, it's my only question.
Yeah, no, I see this sort of red line here. This is a land grant. So usually if it's part of the public land system, it has a section number on it. So
Okay.
if it doesn't, it was some sort of private ownership.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, any other questions? We did our deep dive into the 60s ranch.
Hey, I earned my paycheck.
Yes. All right, so if there's no other questions, comments, and a motion?
I'll make the
Commissioner Jordan?
comment. I found the report persuasive. It doesn't merit designation. So what do we need? A motion to accept the Phase 1 Historic Structures, Historic Resources Report? I'll make that motion.
Okay, great.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Butler. All right, under discussion, any further discussion? All right, let's have a roll call vote.
Commissioner McClure,
Yes?
Commissioner Lodge,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes?
Commissioner Jordan,
Yes,
Commissioner Ensberg, Commissioner Limvick,
Yes.
Chair Grumbine.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, we are on to item 3, which is for final approval of 301 East Yananali Street. So this is located in EPV. Do we have,
215, oh, we're on.
oh, all right, it looks like they're coming. All right, located in EPV, the project consists of the removal of existing landscape storage yard and construction of approximately 43,000 square feet of non-residential floor area, 98 vehicle parking spaces, and 18 bicycle spaces on a 3.04 acre lot on the corner of East Yananali and Garden Street. The development would consist of 2 separate buildings around a central courtyard and includes a habitat restoration plan for the adjacent Laguna Channel. Final approval is requested. Project plans must demonstrate substantial conformance to the plans that received project design approval on September 10th, 2025. The project last reviewed on May 6th, 2026. So, welcome. Is that Heidi's going away cake? All right. So once you're ready.
Before we start, I have to tell you all that my 4th grandchild was born on Sheila's birthday,
Oh, nice.
which was Saturday, right? Congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that's
The
great.
next generation, or 2 generations.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so if you would all introduce yourselves for the record, and then we'll go through the minutes from last time, and then you can show us your set of drawings for final, and especially focusing in on what has changed since last time, or new drawings, and how you responded to the comments.
Okay.
So,
Brian Cornell,
Matthew Chua.
Brooks Mickelson.
all right, great. And then to staff for any additional comments.
I do not see the case planner in the room, so I'm assuming we have no staff comments.
And if we have to circle back, we can. So, okay, great. All right, so let's go through their motion from last time. It was to continue indefinitely with the following comments. 1, the commission thanks the applicant and owner for their continued improvement of the project as the additional refinements are appreciated. 2, the design changes are all acceptable as submitted, including the change of stone wall in the front, entry courtyard, entry garden space, the adjustments in plan and location of the main building, second-story patios and covered portions, changes to the fenestrations, trash enclosures, transformers, and other necessary changes. 3, the commission looks forward to the continued development of the material palette. 4, continue to study the mechanical units on the roof to ensure that they are screened from all major public vantage points and return with views showing all the units. 5, the commission is concerned with the longevity of chip seal in a tight turning parking lot, but understands that it is an appropriate material if maintained well. 6, study the entrance to the driveway and parking area to include a more noticeable and appropriate landscape or entry point marking. 7, the landscape plan alongside the creek is developing in an approvable manner and appreciated for the restoration of the creek. 8, the commission looks forward to seeing how the previous comments regarding architectural detailing, lighting, wrought iron, and other elements are addressed at a future review. Motion was by Ensberg, second by Lodge, 700. Uli was absent, and the motion carried. All right, and then, I don't know if you have it easily reviewable, but could we jump to the previous meetings minutes for, because they are coming for final, so for all the architectural details, et cetera. All right, so, and from previous time, so this was from 2025, I believe. So the commission thanks the applicants for their hard work to study adding Mediterranean detailing to the corner building at Garden and Yananali Streets. 3, study simplifying the landscape design at the corner of Garden and Yananali. 4, study a different solution for the planting. 5, the proposed hardscape design is acceptable. 6, the design addressing the activation of Yananali Street is acceptable as proposed. 7, study window muntins to have more traditional Mediterranean light visions, focusing on the rectangular windows. And then 8, ensure that the detailing is robust in scale and materiality. 9, return with detailing of the tile cap. 10, integrate a variation of wrought iron into the lighting design. 11, include the placement and size of lighting in the renderings. And 12, make renderings as accurate as possible for clarification. Consider model video. Okay, is there any other?
Are these the right?
Well, that's the one.
That's
13. Yeah, so in our last one, we noted that there were still stuff from here, because in the last review, there was a bunch of changes that you want us to review, especially those first, and that they're gonna come back to these. So we want to make sure to capture those as well. And then, okay, I think that is it. Okay, so let's go now, if you, with all those notes, if you would walk us through, especially hitting on the stuff that's new and addresses the various things. And this is obviously for final, so it's materials, et cetera, all the details, et cetera.
So I think where we should start is on number 4 of those most recent minutes, which is the mechanical. So these are just the straight-on elevations, and I don't know if you can blow those up, Matthew, a little bit, or you have them blown up. So you can see here, it's a little hard to read, but you can see some mechanical units that are sticking up. So keep going. So obviously, yeah, it's hard to see on this screen, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. So we don't really want to do screening of mechanical equipment. So what we've done is shoot some critical views just to see that basically where we've placed those, because we've tried to place those mechanical units in the middle of the roof for the most part. So these are the views that we shot looking back at the building, and we'll go to the first one. So this is the view from the corner, and you really can't see it, but you can there's just a little bit of mechanical equipment that you see there. Next view. Same thing. Yeah, barely there. This one barely. Can't really see. Can you see something there? Okay. So anyway, that's kind of circling around the building, so we really don't want to see screens coming up with this architecture, so hopefully that will meet your approval. Okay, so that's the first item. Second item is the tile surround. So we have on the Yananali elevation, we have just a little bit of tile that is that upper left, where we're using a checkerboard. So that these are those tiles here. These are all Zia tile.
And
Moroccan
City TV, if you
tiles.
can zoom in here.
Kind of hard with the glare, yeah, there you go. So that's just a nice traditional checkerboard pattern with white and
Great,
green.
thank you.
We're doing that on the inside also, on just a one storefront. And then we're actually using that white tile on the storefront that's on the right. Oh, that's this one, okay, sorry. So that one is this one. In the 4x. In the upper right, but it's a 4x4 rather than this sample is a 2x2, but that is the
City
color
TV, can you
of it.
switch to this view?
And then these same Zia tiles we are using on the stair tracks. And those are running horizontally as I'm showing you there.
Do you have any other tiles to show? We'll show them all at the same time. There we go.
So these are three different colors, and what we're doing is kind of gradating those. It's, okay. So you can see what we're doing there. We're starting with that one, the Tulum, and then the next one is Tide Pool, and then the one at the top is Abstin, and so they're gonna kind of interlock as they go up. So it's pretty subtle, and that is just the riser of those tiles. So there's just like, there basically is those three tiles. And then the treads will be this same material. I lied, we do have the tile. So that's the same, this is the surface for the entire courtyard area. It's the main tile for the courtyard, and then that will be the treads going up, and then that'll be also the pavement that's on the second floor, on that bridge.
Excuse me, can you describe the gradation thing again?
So we're going to use the lower one, that the Tulum will be the first, this is just the one main stair off the courtyard. The first section will be that Tulum, and then we're going to transition to that tile, and then transition to the lighter Abstin. Yeah, they're beautiful tiles.
This is a cast stone?
This is a limestone.
Oh, it's limestone?
Yeah. And then we're basically doing the same thing on the other two stairs, the one stair that's off of Yananali. We're going to gradate as well. And then there's a back stair off of the drive. It's really a service stair, but also a second exit from that restaurant space above. So there you can see the tile pattern as we're going to do it. So we're also staggering those tiles. So I think, the beautiful thing about these tiles is there's a lot of different coloration within just one tile color anyway. They're not all monochromatic. So those are the tiles. Since we're on tiles, do we want to talk about
Good.
the surfaces in the courtyard, or how are you set up here?
So I just have the stair tiles and then the
Okay.
sign. We have to look at the landscape.
Let's do
Is that what
that.
you
Yeah, we may as well, just so that we can see all of the,
hardscape layout.
Yeah, if you want to jump to, yeah, why don't you start at L2.0 and then just to get an overview, and then we can hop in the drawing. Yeah, that one.
tile. These are, two of these you saw when, with Brian's tiles, and then we added this blue called Portuguese blue, and that is only appearing inside the fountain. So the tiled elements in the landscape are the fountain and the raised planter and a series of 5 or 6 benches. So if you want to flip,
And City TV, can you come shine down on this?
why don't you go to, I'll show them in plan view first, which is the next sheet.
Thank you.
So the tiled benches are integrated into what we're calling the planted islands, these kind of amorphous shapes in the center of the courtyard. So they're integrated into the slope of those planting areas. And then the other 2 tiled elements are on the left there, the water feature. And up at the top right is a raised planter at the entry. And if we want to look at the detailing for those, we can, and those are on sheet L6.2. So there's the fountain plan elevation in sections. So it's basically a mix of the 2 green colors, and then as you transition into the inside of the fountain, it's blue. But just subtle changes, mostly changes in the sizes of the tiles rather than a lot of contrast in the color. And then if you kind of go down a little bit, Matt, a little bit more, that's kind of a reference image of the tiled benches and the detail there below it. And those will be just the jade and the tide pool, so the 2 green colors. And that's it for tile in the courtyard. And like Brian mentioned, the limestone is the paving throughout, aside from the accent paving, which we also have samples of when we're ready to get into that.
Mr. Chair, can I ask a question?
Sure,
So all of the tile is just butted, right? No grout joints? Is that true in all cases?
It is true. I mean, in the corners, we're going to need to miter that tile, obviously. But yeah.
This picture here on the landscape.
That's right.
That looks nice.
Yeah, the intent is not to have grout.
Okay.
We should run up to the stone walls because we still have that other detail, right? So although we've shown the detail with a masonry wall, what we really want to do here is just a gravity stone wall, because these aren't tall walls. These are these low walls that go around on the Yananali side, the little patios that we have. So even though we're showing that with the masonry, what I want to do is just do those in a traditional stone, with not as a veneer on a CMU wall, in other words. Mm-hmm. So we'll need to modify that detail for you, but you know what I'm talking about. And the picture, I think, really illustrates what we're trying to accomplish there. Then should we go to the rest of the tile in the courtyard?
Yeah,
The hardscape, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Let's go back to L2.0. And we have a bunch of samples over here, and some of them are a little heavy. Do you want them up here? We're happy to bring them over, or do they need to be on the screen?
I don't necessarily think we need to have on the screen a lot of those, but it probably would be good just to do a hand down the line of them. So
I'll go get them. I'll do it.
I mean, you keep talking with other things as we're going here.
Okay. So we're back here at our material sheet that you all have seen. This has not changed other than the addition of the Portuguese blue tile. But so we have mostly the limestone paving throughout the courtyard, and then we have a series of what we're calling accent paving. And that is a combination of the brick, this kind of curvy clay tile, and this granite cobblestone. So those 3 materials combined kind of create these accent paving areas. Matt, can you go to the next sheet and we can just get an overview of the accent paving? So it's...
Yeah, Brian, you can start it just at one end and just circulate it.
Is that one?
That is one of them, yeah. Yeah, so around the water feature is a combination of the brick and the granite cobblestone. And then at the entry where you see the largest accent paving band is a combination of brick and cobblestone. And this is where that central accent band kind of meets the two entry points.
I don't think I can lift this up.
That's the heaviest one. So that is so if you look at, it occurs in a few places, but, so let's go to the next sheet. There's some enlargements we can look at. So if you zoom in on the water feature. So you see the water feature with the kind of blue color. The area that's lighter right around it is that one there. And then around that is the brick.
Okay, so this.
Yes. And then the central accent band is the only place where we see this kind of curvy clay tile, and it is flanked by the cobblestone there.
Like that one.
Yes, the granite. And then the brick also appears around the Petanque Court area with DG. And that pretty much summarizes the courtyard materials.
So we should probably then go to details, maybe the storefronts. Because that will show, that will address the question of the mullions. This is it's Doug fir is what the windows are. Yep. So it will not be, it'll just basically be a clear finish on those. Well, I was thinking the storefront elevations first.
Oh,
Yeah. So these are all of our window systems. So that will all be that Douglas fir. And then, why don't we go to the next page, because we've got some more windows on there, right? So not a lot of mullion breakups. It's obviously just in those smaller windows, but, you know, these are fairly, I think, where did we end up with 2.5 inch for the main verticals? So they're, you know,
It's double that.
yeah, so why don't we actually just go now to the window details?
So that's the double there.
You want to blow that up? So that actually, you see there, that's the typical mullion. Then that one on the right is where we have the tile surround, so the tile flushes out. That would be that window that's on the Yananali side. And then let's go to the base of the typical storefront. So we have that stone, and then just to protect those windows, we basically have a little 2-inch base that's going to be that same limestone that'll come up underneath the storefronts. And what else do we have here?
I think it's a little plaster eyebrows and stuff like that.
Yeah, so plaster eyebrow detail, of which there are just a few, but otherwise it's just a typical bullnose into those openings. Everything's pretty deep as far as a recess on those openings is concerned. Go back to,
So we show the sill. Like this one.
and that's with, yeah, that's a typical sloping sill on the windows. And then next to it there on the right is where there is a tile storefront. So again, that tile really, I don't know if we show it mitered, but it's going to need a miter where they intersect the vertical and the horizontal. Do we have another detail sheet
For storefronts?
for anything?
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at the stair, that flat tile at the stair condition. Yeah. So we have this cap on all those planter parapets at the second floor and going up the stairs. Well, that's the stair detail, and the cap on the plaster cap
This one.
right there, yeah. Now, I have a request on this one. We detailed this with a terracotta cap. The owners would really like to use the limestone for that cap material, just because they don't love the contrast with the white. By the way, the white that we are proposing, should I pass this around, is the first one here, the white dove. It's white, not white, but pretty white. So how do you feel about that?
Feel good about it.
We'll
Think
see.
less contrast?
Pardon my interruption, through the chair to the applicant team. We are out of time, but if the chair would like, you can grant more time
Yeah,
for the
this
applicant
is,
posting.
seeing the size of this project, let's keep moving through I made a note of it. We'll have that discussion.
Okay, so then I think
Yeah.
we ought to let's look at the lighting. Because I'm sure I'm going to miss some of those minute items, but we can come back.
Yeah, we can always ask questions about it.
Thank you, Heidi. Going to miss you, Heidi.
This one, right?
Yeah, but we also need to review all those light fixtures.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the best, is it best set elevations, or do you want to just call it?
No, I think it's fine. Let's just go to the actual fixtures. So
Oh, yeah.
we don't have a lot of these lights. If you'll blow up the little sconce light, we don't have a lot of these. Really, we're thinking that at night, the storefronts themselves are going to provide a lot of the light, and we don't want a lot of light in this space. So this is sprinkled at openings, and then we also use it as a pendant, right, in the under the bridge, under that arched bridge. And let's look at, we have the parking lot, or the bollards that go along. So you see the little dots there. So we have this bollard that runs along.
And can you do a quick zoom into it?
Yeah. It's not retractable, no. I love your gavel.
Oh,
by the
sorry.
way.
Yeah, my son carved a Vitruvian man into it for us.
Yeah. So it's just it's a simple Bega bronze fixture. I think those what are they, 42 inches tall,
Okay.
do we know? And then,
Roughly.
Yeah.
3 feet, maybe.
and then this one, I don't know how you will feel about this, but we really don't want too decorative a fixture in the parking lot. So this is the simple luminaire that would be in the parking lot. And Matthew, if you'll scan over and just show how many of those there are,
And it would be black.
and that would be black. So it's pretty nondescript.
Okay.
I think that's most of the details, but I'm sure I missed some of the agenda items.
Okay. Well, we can always ask questions and pull things back. Okay, so if that completes your presentation,
Yes.
let's go on to everything
I
else.
mean, if you have questions, I can.
Do you want to just go to the landscape plan real fast, and if there is any additional notes? You did cover the hardscape pretty thoroughly, and just wanting to make sure that any other changes since last time, because I think last time in general it was positive comments and supportable. So just making sure there weren't any planting changes or any.
No, there's no changes, just kind of additions. So we added a lighting plan, just additional detailing, and then a full planting plan, but the tree selections haven't changed.
Okay, and locations in general?
Correct, yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Commissioner Butler.
There was one reference in the minutes about the entry area that, because we looked at the landscaping around that last
Yeah.
time, and I think you were going to come back with some enhancement. I think we felt that it wasn't recognizable
Yeah.
as the entrance to the parking lot. So is that part of your
Oh,
update?
Yep, if you want to zoom in, so we have, it's kind of hard to see there, but you can see a little rectangle. So the tree there is a Monterey cypress, which is, kind of a specimen focal point tree. And in terms of planting, we basically, we just introduced some palms and then some specimen succulents that only occur right there, just to kind of make it special. And then you'll see that rectangle there kind of carved out of the ground cover. That's a plate we've been coordinating with the architects on a size and location for signage. So the signage would go there. And do you
Yeah, and
want to
I
speak to
think,
that?
I think the intent here is that that would just be a sandstone monolith in the same manner that those other low stone walls are, and then it will probably end up with raised letters, and, pretty subtle, and obviously we've got to go to the sign committee and have a whole sign program for this beast.
Okay. And then was that brickwork, that herringbone brickwork added as well?
That's been on there. No,
Okay,
that's
I
just
was
the
just-
transition into chip seal.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so now does that complete your presentation?
Yes.
Okay, now we'll go to public comment on this item. So any member of the public wishing to comment on this item?
Thank you. I will open public comment. Anyone wishing to make a comment, they may fill out a form and bring it to me. I see no one in the audience moving to do so. We do have a virtual comment from a Mr. Joe Fuchs, so I will unmute Mr. Fuchs. You will have 2 minutes to speak. Okay.
Hi, yep. Thank you. Hello, my name is Joseph Fuchs. I am a member of the Western States Regional Council of Carpenters. I live and work in the area, and I believe that I will be impacted by the environmental impacts of this project. Just simply stated, the city should require the project to be built with contractors that will hire locally paid prevailing wage and utilize apprentices from a state-certified apprenticeship training program. Workforce requirements reduce construction-related environmental impacts while benefiting the local economy and workforce development. It's always a good thing when people that live in the area can actually work in the area. So that's my comment for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. At that, I do not have any further comments virtually, so I'll turn it back over to you, Chair Grumbine.
All right. All right, to the commission for questions. Who wants to go? Commissioner Lendick.
I have a question. I only see one window with the tile surround, and that's on the Alley Street elevation. Are all the windows, or very few windows, have the tile surround?
That's the only one.
The only one.
Yep. That's the only one. One thing that we didn't show you, by the way, do we have that, maybe blow up that perspective view of those openings on the second floor, those 3 balconies? Because we didn't show you that. That's fine. But yeah, that is the only window. I'm sorry, I'm going back into presentation mode, but we didn't show you the one portion that I think is an important detail. Matthew only drew these plans so he doesn't know where anything is. See, this is what happens when you just drop details on sheets and you don't know where they're going, right? He's a
And
good,
actually,
he's a good man.
While we're, oh, okay, good.
So we can't.
I had earbuds in here. Did you guys take my earbuds out of here?
Oh, do we still have the person online?
Yeah.
Okay,
I muted him.
all right.
Yeah, this is a little hard to see, but these are these 3 second-floor balcony elements. So the one That is the first one there, and what we're doing is this curved, really elegant little curved sill. The second one is kind of a traditional but simple round plaster column. And then the third is an arch with that same tile cap. Okay, I'm sorry, I will stop.
Okay, that
So
was,
are, those are tile in those, on those sills then, for instance, or just paint?
is there a tile in the first two at all?
There is not tile on the first two. That is just a plaster sill on the first two.
And then there's tile on top of the third.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Other questions? Commissioner
I
Ansberg?
have a question, thank you. Let's see, oh, are there any awnings anywhere?
There's one.
Well, you did one of everything.
You get one of each.
It's on Yanonali Street as well.
Is it? Okay.
Are there any gargoyles? One.
So, yeah, I'm interested in where and what color it is.
And which elevation is that? And where is it
Is
based?
that Yanonali
This
there?
is on this is on Yanonali Street, and it's the tenant unit that's adjacent to where the driveway entrance would be.
Yes, the driveway
So, yeah.
entrance would be to the right there?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
got it. And then color for the awning?
We don't have that. I'm going to say it's going to be like that green
Yeah.
tile.
I think the intention would be to match it to kind of the tiles we are using, and it would be that kind of Spanish fabric awning that you see.
Kind of Kelly green it
pretty
is.
fancy.
And that is in our Santa Barbara awning color style guide?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And then another question is, you know the pots, those sort of, where are they?
So those are on these patios that we're looking at right now, that's like facing Yanonali. And then there's a few in the central courtyard where we weren't able to fit like, planting areas. And then most of them are up on the roof deck, yeah.
So at the entry, did you say? At the
No,
entry or
they're
along
kinda-
along Yanonali there?
Yes, so they're on the patios facing Yanonali, and then in the, yeah,
Oh, right
those
there, but so
circles.
you can't see them though, because they would be, you have that wall.
Well, but the wall is really low, so.
Yeah, no,
they can't see
I'm
that.
not saying it's bad, I just.
Yeah, the idea is you kind of see the plants instead of
Okay,
the pot
okay,
from
all
the
right.
street.
So they're in the courtyard and then in those patios? Okay.
And then some on the second story.
Okay, and then also, the other question was, oh, yeah, I don't remember, can you talk about the bocce court a little bit? I don't
Yes,
remember talking about
so
that.
we're calling it the petanque court because it's short.
The what?
Petanque,
What's
because it's
that?
smaller. It's
Tonk
basically,
is a French version of bocce, which is they use steel balls. Really cool.
Okay, so, and then, so they,
Bull.
so is it, are they? Is it, maybe we could see like the landscaping with it, how it works in, and is it just open to the public, kind of like?
yeah, it's just
anyone
kind
can-
of like an active area where if you're shopping or if you're dining there and you have your kids, maybe the kids could go over to that area.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
yeah, so it's
great.
surrounded by
Okay.
brick, and then you'll see it's kind of hard to see, three of the sandstone benches kind of
Each
surrounding
player
it.
gets 3 bulls, and you throw the jack.
Okay,
And then
yeah,
you try to get closest to the jack.
right.
So it's
And
like
then what's the?
pickleball is to tennis as
Perhaps.
bowling is to.
I have another question.
Wait, I'm not done
Please,
yet,
okay.
sorry, so
Keep
sorry,
going,
but
Commissioner.
let me just finish. What is the width of the area around the, whatever this is called?
The brick path, it's 44 inches.
Okay, 44, all right. And then, and what is it called again?
Petanque, Petanque, I think.
Oh, how nice. Yeah, okay. And then I think my last, no, I have 2 other questions. One is, back to that driveway entry point, you had talked, you described it there, but you had, last time you were here, you were talking about possibly having maybe a little bit of a stone outcrop or something like that, that could kind of remind, because this is called,
Via Roca.
yes, and you have these dry stack walls, and so I was wondering if you had abandoned that idea or were still thinking
Well,
about
no,
it?
we're thinking that sign is a dry stack stone plinth.
Okay.
That then has the name. on it.
Very organic.
It's, you know, I don't know if it's organic. I think it may be more, you know, more square, like those walls
Okay.
are, but it'll be thick.
Yeah, okay. And then the last question I had was about the lighting in the parking. And if you could just show your landscape plan with the lighting, so we can see how they're sort of, woven into the landscape, let's just say. Do you have those
Yeah,
over?
they are there. They're really light. So so the green, the
Yeah.
cork oaks there, the kind of olive color, if you zoom in, there's a circle, like, if you zoom in.
So they're like between those two
They're
trees?
between the trees, so
Yeah.
it's that
Okay,
circle
I
right
see it.
there.
Okay.
And then you'll
So
see
they're
if you
even
go to the
gonna-
right, there's another one.
They'll be even more obscured, shall we say?
I think so.
Because they're blended in with the landscape, right?
Yeah, we've been working with the lighting designer, and they need to, be functional. They need to
Sure.
actually light the space, but then we want them kind of as integrated into the canopy as possible so that they also still function. So yes, and then there's tall grasses kind of beneath the trees and around the pole.
Yeah, okay, great. Those are my questions, thank you.
All right, Commissioner Lenvick?
Yeah, I want to kind of bounce back to understand what you're trying to accomplish. With only one window tiled and one awning on that facade, why wouldn't they be more dominant? I mean, you got 8 inches of tile, I guess. Why wouldn't you have 12 inches of tile? I mean, something to bring that out more. And it appears that the awning is a very low sloped awning as opposed to a higher sloped awning. I would think you'd get more attraction on that elevation, more, contrast to your white if you had more of an awning and more of a tile.
So,
Question mark.
Go suck eggs, Ed.
Yeah, no, I mean, we really don't, that this is really all about the courtyard and the shopping experience inside, and so the Yananale, we're not trying to be too stand outish on the elevation, we just kind of have that simple little surround that you see, and then the colored, and then the awning, and, yeah, it's just simple.
Okay.
all right. Yep.
I have a question about the pots. Do you have any plan for the drainage of those pots? Or are you just going to let the water come out and just pentine out and let it just go? Or because sometimes you can, leave some of the grout joints open and it goes through, or any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, they'll be in trays to kind of slow down that process, and they'll have either integrated drip emitters or watered by hand. And so hopefully and there isn't a ton of water moving through them at a time, but that's kind of part of, that would be our solution to that.
Saucers.
Yeah.
All right, other questions, Commissioner
A
Jordan?
quick question about the blue tile in the fountain. Is it your hope that when there's water in the fountain, it'll still be,
That it won't have algae?
Yes.
that's the hope, okay.
Or you can do golf and stuff and just dye it blue.
Yeah, or it just matches the other green tones.
Commissioner Butler, any question?
In the last meeting, there was a discussion around the longevity of the chip seal in the parking lot. So I just wanted to know if you had made any adjustments or changes based on that discussion.
We really haven't. We did convey to the owner the comment and the concern, and they are not worried about it, but, it's the same as I think we do have a sample of that, right? Brooks?
Yeah.
If anybody wants to look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
All right. Okay, if that concludes our questions, let's go into comments.
I did have one other
All right.
question.
Oh, pardon
the-
my interruption. Before we get into comments, through the chair, would we be able to briefly reopen public comment to acknowledge some written correspondence that we missed?
Oh, sure. Okay, so let's
Should I ask my last question? The sconce, the size of it, do you have different sizes of that same sconce? Or what is the size of it, I guess?
Do you know?
That black one, the
But yeah, we only have one size.
Yeah,
And I
okay.
think part of the thinking was that's because we were kind of limiting how many times we were using it on the exterior.
but the size?
It's probably like this. I don't know. I have to look.
It's
at
not
the
on
doc.
there?
It's on the spec sheet. It's on the cut sheet. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so now why don't we reopen public comment?
Thank you, Chair Grumbine. We just wanted to acknowledge we received written correspondence from Omar Corona.
All right, great.
Thank you.
Thank you, and now we'll close public comment. And then, do you have that spec question size?
The size, is it there?
Hopefully.
All right, we'll let you get back to it as we let's roll into
There it
comments.
is. There it is.
So, does anyone, Commissioner Jordan, do you want to start us off?
Yeah.
And this is, just as a note, this is for final, and if there are any particular specific, if comments that we want to add, if they don't have the drawing or we need to specify, we can do so, as long as we can make it, as a delivered comment, so.
Okay.
Okay, Commissioner Jordan.
I'm very supportive of what we're seeing today. My main comment is about the tile samples, and I very much appreciate having them. I know it's a heavy load to bring in, but I've become very wary of color on screens. So to have the samples is reassuring.
I agree. All right, Commissioner Butler?
I too would, very supportive of the project. I think that you've done a marvelous job. I like we need to add some color because this is a massive white behemoth and having the use of tiles.
He means that in a very nice way.
It's not pejorative.
At least there's not a parking lot underneath it. So, skip that part. But all in all, I think you've done a marvelous job, and this will be a very significant addition to the area.
And actually, let me just throw out a quick question to the commissioners for, there's one thing in particular, the cap material of stone versus tile. Is everyone good with the stone instead of
Yes,
tile?
yes.
Okay, seeing yes, okay, great. All right, so then, all right, let's keep going. Commissioner
Just
Leclerc?
beautiful, nicely done, awesome, beautiful.
There we go, 2 thumbs up. All right, Commissioner Lundick?
It's a great project.
All right. And Commissioner?
Yeah, I agree with everything that others have said. I would just like to add a few things of acknowledging and appreciating. I really appreciate the wood windows. I know that that's not an inexpensive item to have, and I really, really appreciate that. I think that your presentation about the mechanical is completely acceptable, and it's very minor, you can hardly see it, and there's so much else going on. If anybody actually notices it, then they're probably a mechanical engineer. So I don't see any problem with that. I love the landscape simplifications and the paving simplifications that have been, since long ago, but it just looks really beautiful. I love the Zia tile, and especially as you were presenting, the fact that it's a handmade tile. So it's beautiful, it has all the undulations of color in it, and the handmade quality to it is really special and beautiful. I do have one concern about the mitered corner is going to be vulnerable, I'm afraid, and I would hate to see, some chingers come out of it, and then how do you fix it? So I don't know how you can deal with that. Certainly, it looks beautiful when it's just finished, but then over time, it could be a vulnerable element. I love I find that the gravity walls are excellent idea. Gives it that, grounds it in and brings it into a more natural kind of a state. And it's also reminiscent of the stone yard. So I really appreciate that. I think I also find the white dove to be a perfect color. Let's see, and the lighting, yes, both. The sconces, I think the design is great. I wish I knew what the size was, and I like that you have limited them, that you're just putting them where you have to have them, and I think that's really great approach, and also as a chandelier in that one spot, or maybe you had it in a couple places. Yeah, so I would, as Commissioner Lenvik said, it would be nice if there was a couple other places where that tile surround is so interesting. And I think that even though this is about the courtyard, we do still want it to be, something that you really feel and appreciate and enjoy when you're driving down Yananali. Yananali may not always be the way it is now either. So, but anyway, I think I'm not trying to say you should change anything, but I just making that comment. And same thing with awning. And yeah, I absolutely support it, and I very much appreciate everything that you've done. It's an excellent job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Lodge?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I concur with the comments that have been made, and I particularly like the use of the color in the tiles. It's going to be really attractive, I think. I think it's a handsome project.
Great. All right, and I agree with my fellow commissioners on all those comments. The one note I would add that sort of covers multiple of these pieces is that I think because of this is in the EPV, but not really. So it's on the sort of outer edge and against the freeway, and its location and history and that allow it to have a little more freedom in terms of the super simplification and the precedents as well that you've been looking at. So I do think it's extremely well done, and if this was more in the regular EPVA, I would be more strongly insisting that the EPV details be followed more, and a little less of the modern. But I think you've skated that edge very nicely, and so in this location, this project, I can support a lot of all these things in a way that I might not be able to elsewhere. So
thank you.
Yeah. So I think I can summarize the comments, and then we can get a motion. It's looking like everyone's comfortable with it receiving final approval. I'll make the note of the because there was no sandstone, even the monument indicated, we'll just indicate that it'll be matching the stone walls with the monolith, and then the awning color, since we didn't have one, we'll say it's a green from the city's color guide, and then that way they can select from that, and that the cap material is okay to be stone. So I think those are the pieces that might need to be specified, so that as the differentiators from the submitted set of all the details.
Pardon my interruption through the chair. So if you're granting the project final approval, you'll want to make those comments conditions of approval and make them very specific that staff can verify them. Thank you.
Yep, perfect. Okay, so I will make these comments and then look for someone to make a motion for final approval with these comments as part of the conditions of approval. So the first comment is that we thank the applicant and the team for an exceptional project, extremely well designed and detailed, and we look forward to seeing it built when Heidi gets back. And then the following are to be part of conditions of approval, that the cap material on the plaster wall is acceptably done in stone instead of the original tile. For the entry sign at the entry to the parking lot to be a monolith sandstone, to continue to the sign committee, but as a general design. And then for the awning to be a green color from the city's color guide of the single awning. And that all of the other design elements and Oh, actually, another note that is not on the drawings. Gravity walls, instead of a CMU wall with stone veneer are acceptable, are acceptable. And then, with that, all the rest of the detailing and selections are approved as submitted. So does someone like to make a motion with those comments?
I'll also move
Okay,
Second.
Commissioner Ensberg?
for final approval with the comments made.
Yep, and then
Second.
Commissioner Jordan, thank you. All right, so then do the project compatibility findings? Oh,
This is final approval.
no, that's final,
for
it's already done.
development.
Yep, okay, great, yeah,
goody.
good point.
Yay.
It's been a long
Would have been
track.
another 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we got a motion and a second. Any other further discussion? All right, let's have a roll call vote.
Commissioner Lodge,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes?
Commissioner Jordan,
Yes.
Commissioner Ensberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Lindvik,
Yes.
Commissioner McClure,
Yes.
Chair Grumbine.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Really appreciate your
Good hard work.
comments and your appreciation.
Yeah, well done.
Mr.
Mr. Chair,
Chair,
will you briefly announce the appeal period before?
Oh,
we go on?
yes, sorry, and this motion is appealable to city council within 10 days. All right,
Mr. Chair,
yes.
I,
Commissioner
just
Lodge.
one other quick comment. I appreciate the owner's willingness to go ahead with things like wood-framed windows.
Yes,
You know,
yep.
that
Yes,
would
and
be-
thank the owner for their, for their continued, cooperation and doing a really nice project. All right, we are on to the last item. And so we are on to item 4. This is a continued item for in-progress review for 101 Garden Street. This is, the project was located in the EPV. Project consists of the merger of 6 lots, removal of all existing structures, and construction of a new 178,000 square foot hotel containing 250 rooms and 6 affordable housing units under state density bonus law, and an 85,000 square foot subterranean parking garage on a 4.5 acre site at the southwest corner of Garden and East Giananoli Streets. Hotel guest amenities include a library, bar, lounge, 208 square foot market, media salon, meeting rooms, living room, breakfast area, outdoor seating area with spa, courtyard with pool and spa, fitness room, and 7,500 square foot roof deck. The project includes 267 vehicle parking spaces, 238 subterranean and 29 at grade, 52 bicycle parking spaces, 32 subterranean and 20 at grade, and 8 bicycle rental parking spaces. So no final appealable action will take place at this meeting. Project received project design approval on July 16th, 2025. Proposed revisions to the color scheme, exterior venting, portico share, awnings, detailing, elevations, gutters, and lighting. Project last was reviewed on April 22nd, 2026. So, with that, if you can introduce yourselves for the record, we will read the motion from last time, and then you can go through it and show us how you have addressed some of those comments and anything else that's changed during the time. All right?
Brian Cornell?
Lalaine Tanaka.
Brooks Mickelson.
All right, well, welcome. Is there any comments from staff?
I do not see the case plan, or unless I see her shoes coming down the stairs. So if you want, we can start with reading the minutes from the last hearing, and
Perfect.
then
Let's do
she can
that.
jump in with comments when she has the chance.
All right, so the motion was to continue indefinitely with the following comments. 1, the commission thanks the applicant for continued development of the project and are in support of it. 2, the color scheme, material palettes, and plant choices are generally acceptable as presented, though the commission would like to see additional studies with more vibrant, brighter, and Santa Barbara themed colors. 3, continue to study the venting on the walls to be as aesthetically pleasing as possible or minimized. 4, continue to study the portico share and consider ways to accentuate it further. The tile roof is supportable, but the commission recommends studying the gable end. 5, awnings should be canvas instead of metal. 6, study ways to add more Santa Barbara poetry to the building through color, tile, or other detailing to clarify that the building is in Santa Barbara instead of another coastal city. 7, the change in direction of the lawn is acceptable. 8, the landscape developments are generally supportable and going in a great direction. 9, the commission is open to copper gutter alternatives for cost concerns. 10, study lighting as details are developed, especially for the portico share and main entrance. 11, the commission understands that the operation of the pool is not in their purview and that there are competing needs for the project, but are concerned that it may be too small. The motion was by Uli, the second was by Lodge, 7-0-0. Jordan was absent, the motion carried. And so with that, Commissioner Jordan, were you able?
I did watch.
Okay.
I watched the.
Okay,
the
great.
meeting.
So you'll be able to both question and comments. Okay, and vote. All right, wonderful. So with that, are we good to?
I'm going to assume there are no staff comments at this
Okay,
time and turn
great.
it over to the applicant team.
Thank you. All right, introduce yourselves for the record, and then we'll
already did
proceed.
that.
Oh, you already did that. All right, great. We're ahead. All right, sorry. All right, so why don't you roll us through your presentation and
Okay.
showing us all those things.
Thank you, commissioners. Let me see here. Let's go, actually, do we want to go through the
I
materials
think
first?
maybe you want to go to the PDFs first, or?
Sure. Let's see here. Let's go to the, okay.
Maybe they're on.
I think you wanted the
Where's,
presentation.
yeah.
I think they're on.
Where's that? Oh, there it is, right there.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is, yeah.
There we go.
Is it opening?
Yes.
It
it's
might just be a big file. I might have to jump in and either restart it or pull it up an alternate way, so stand by.
There it is. Okay. Let's go to, this is the Monterey section where the old inn is. We've included some of the colors already. It is this darker color of the plaster finish, along with the wood color, which is that lighter.
This one?
Yes, this is the wood.
And
Accent.
since this is not for final in terms of review of this, we'll just hand these around.
Yeah.
Yes,
More
please.
quickly than trying to do city TV
Please.
as well.
And then we've also added the window color for the frame and the trims. It's this one right here. This is the trim color for the window frame.
It goes with that.
Yes, it is. That's the old Monterey building that we're
Right.
looking at. And then the roof tile is going to be consistent throughout, and it'll be that clay tile right there, the color you see.
You won't know that.
Okay. And for the main building, which is the Residence Inn and the AC Hotel, we have a little bit of a lighter color for the plaster finish, and it's these two, along with a darker wood, and that would be on a Doug fir piece of wood. The wrought iron railing would be a matte black finish. And then just to let you know that this is the smooth finish for the plaster for the entire project. The frames on this main body of building is going to be the dark bronze. And then we have the canopy colors, we're going to be using fabric for both of them. But we didn't get the other color for the other awning, but this is the one that we're going to be using for.
It'll be an HLC approved awning color.
Yes, that is, yeah, this is actually the color from HLC. But it's not a metal, it's going to be that fabric, Sunbrella awning.
Can I just, which was which on this?
So those two colors, the lighter one is going to be the Residence Inn, and then that one is going to be for the AC Hotel.
That's this one?
No.
No,
This is,
That's the Monterey.
That's the Monterey.
Monterey.
Yes.
Yeah, and then.
Yes.
This is,
So it goes from dark to the very lightest to that, yes.
and what's the window? Are all the windows lit?
No, the
Oh, Can you turn
window,
on your mic too?
Oh, I'm
Commissioner?
sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, just while you're.
Oh, that's
doing this,
okay. The window for the Monterey is that lighter green?
This one?
Yes.
Yes, but what's it with this?
it'll be the
This.
dark bronze, yes, correct.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great, and then if you guys can pass them in their packets so that we make sure that by the time we get to this
Yeah.
end, it will also be together.
Okay. And then we've also started introducing ceramic tiles, and we are going to be locating them in a few different places. One would be on arched portals within the project, so it'd be on the inside face of the arch, as well as on the stair treads. And it is from this palette right here.
Maybe go through
Yeah.
the rest of the renders, and then we can go to that detail sheet.
Sure. And that's just the canopies that you see here.
And where are these?
They're going to be on the arched portals of the project,
And the
on the inside face. Yes.
And the
Yes.
stair risers.
In fact, there's a,
Okay.
oh, you can't really see it in here because it's blocking by that tree.
I think it's on the detail sheet. though.
Okay.
You all saw that we changed that porte cochere to a,
Yeah.
To a hip.
Yes, we changed it to a hip, and,
I should also mention that, you know, the arches here are a little tight to the eave, so those are going to be made more shallow, so we have more meat above the arch.
right.
And this elevation, by the way, has been simplified as far as that stair, so we sort of have repeating arches in that stairwell.
And in
element.
those arches is where we're going to place some of that decorative tile.
And we're also going to lower those awnings are a little high just in
Correct.
this rendering, so they're going to come down closer to the head, window head.
Yes. Are the elevations?
So this is just really a repeat of the
Right. and
palette. I think the next
Yeah.
sheet shows kind of,
Just more of the detailing. So here you see the window, that's going to be the colored window for, trim for the Monterey building, and then the plaster finish with the colors that we put. The roof tile would have a little bit of boosting on the Monterey, and a little less on the main body of the buildings. And then you see the landscape palette right there too as well.
so that stone wall is that stone wall that goes around that little landscaped area at the corner.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about?
This hasn't changed, it was just kind of to give you the look and feel of this part of the project again.
And this is the residence and material board. And there's that inside arch detail that we were talking about. The wrought iron would be that black color and very simple. The canopy, the fabric awnings right there. And there's the decorative stair tiles that we're planning on putting on that. Okay. And here you can see the portico share. It's actually changed. We've changed it to a hip roof. And then those windows up above are also a little bit slender and closer together so that it creates a little bit more of a composition. The window also on the bottom at the entry, we've widened them so there's more of an opening that looks into the lobby. And there's additional details. This is for the AC Hotel. Right now, we have that metal awning shown on there, but we're going to be looking at using the fabric awning instead. Oh, I want to go back. We based on the use of bonderized metal for the scuppers and the gutters, we're introducing, yeah, that's the one.
This one?
The color, it has like a, almost like a bronze color finish.
For the gutters and the scuppers?
Yes, yes.
And I think we're going mostly with just gutter and downspout.
Correct.
Right.
Correct, yes.
Oh, okay.
Don't want to take the water back in the building.
Why not?
So the landscape plan, we're just making kind of continuous
Right.
refinements, so not too much to share with you today. But we do have just a few things. So over on plan left, the AC Hotel, there's a fireplace that we've developed a detail for that we'd
think
like
it's on
to
the
share.
next
It's on the
sheet.
next sheet.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, next
No,
sheet.
yeah, one more. Two
All
So
more.
this is a plan view. It's just where you see the word AC Hotel, those doors open up and you're looking at the elevation of the fireplace there. It's just like a dining terrace. And the next sheet shows the elevation and side elevation of the fireplace in relation to the trellis there attached to the building.
And we probably, that top is probably going to end up being wrought iron, like a basket weave wrought iron, because I don't think we could get enough smoke through this.
Yeah, so the top will change to, decorative wrought iron, but then we have just a simple plaster fireplace with little bits of terracotta integrated, because the terracotta is what is the paving in this area. And then the next development is a detail for a wood pedestrian gate at the Cypress Courtyard. So this would be painted sort of a greenish tone, similar to what's going at the windows in this location. And so this is just a unique gate. This is the only place that it occurs in the entire project, and it leads you into this kind of labyrinth garden.
Go back one, just to show where that is.
Yeah, so it's the DG path leading in.
Yeah, it's right there.
No,
Oh,
it's
is it?
down, here, I'll point on this
Sure.
one, right there.
Oh, okay. Right here.
Yeah, so as you're leaving that part of the hotel, it kind of anchors your view from the entry to the hotel there.
It's pretty.
And so that's the detail for it, some kind of larger wrought iron hinges and handle, and flanked by that stone wall that you saw imagery of earlier.
Okay. And then here are some of the roof and rafter details for the architecture.
And I think, again, that rake, we're probably going to just scallop that. It's probably not going to have that exact shape, so that'll be
Yeah.
revised.
And then here's a window.
Yeah, so this is
detail.
obviously one you've been looking for, so
Yes.
this is that screen that'll be flushed with
And-
the plaster painted to match.
Painted to
painted
match.
to- So it'll be just white, and then the actual
Yeah.
louvers for the unit will be back of that by 6 inches. Exactly, it'll flush
Yes,
out.
Yes, there'll be a small edge frame, but it'll all be the same color as the plaster.
Probably, I was looking at the drawings. This is,
The vent?
So that is going in front of the standard louver, the weather louver for those units. So
and the color is,
white, it'll be painted white.
Yes, the same as the
So
plaster.
it'll just flush out and you'll just see that pattern.
And what's the size?
It says here it is 3 feet by,
24.
oh, is it? I can't read that.
It's 24.
Oh, there it is, 3/4 by, yeah, it doesn't have it on there.
Maybe scroll down.
I don't think it has it, yeah, I think it's cropped out. Yeah, it is cropped out.
So it's
By something.
By something, yeah.
40
Probably.
inches?
Probably about
Probably
2
two.
Yeah, probably about 2 feet by 3 foot something.
Yeah.
24.
3 foot 4. Yeah. Okay. All right.
and this is roaring all day long.
I don't know if it's roaring.
Well, why would it be roaring?
It's running, it's running.
Oh, yeah, it's running. That's different than roaring.
It's next to the zoo, so it's a lion. All
I'm
right.
not sure what the noise level of these are.
Well,
Maybe we could find out.
no, it's not architectural. It is what it is.
All right. Want to keep going?
It's a different review board.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who it is.
Is that to your liking?
Yeah, sure, it's fine. I mean, it's fine, it's
Well, I
whether,
mean, the height of
yeah,
this.
yeah. It's whether or not people come back, you know.
It's a nice detailing.
Yeah, with white.
That's the name of the nature of the beast.
Okay. Well,
And again, I think the awning is too high there and maybe too
Oh,
steep.
yes.
So
Yes.
need to address that.
yeah. Okay. Keep going. Anything else?
Are we questions right now?
No.
These are just, I think Lelaine is almost done. So these are these
Yeah,
screen
these are the
walls.
screen
The
in
wood ones
between.
are at the Monterey, and then the plaster ones are at the other buildings.
Right, and these are
Just
between the guest
privacy
rooms.
screens.
We do have some lighting plans here as well. This isn't all the evening shots. They're very low, very quiet, and not too glaring.
Maybe go back to those
Yeah, do you want to go back
fixtures.
to the landscape? That's
Sure.
the third update that we have.
Okay.
Maybe just go back, yeah, just,
Yep.
those are the,
Nope, the next one.
back one, no,
Oh,
other way.
forward.
After the,
Right
yep,
there.
right there.
Yeah, so you can see what those fixtures are, so they're all very small.
And they would all be a dark bronze. And yeah, very quiet, some mostly path lighting, wall, integrated wall lights, one fountain light there, and the third one down, and then some hanging lights from the trees. And then we are interested in, just in a very select key moments, uplighting some palms, just to kind of accent significant entry points. So that's what that uplight is there. And then the last one is a pole light, so required kind of in the parking areas and egress areas. So sort of like a lantern style to match what's going on in the building.
Do we know how tall those are? Are they 12-foot?
That info might be on the previous page, but I don't actually know these.
I think they're 12. If you
okay.
know, we should verify that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And through the
Okay.
chair to the applicant team, oh, it looks like you're, never mind.
We're out of time.
Are you
You're
all?
out of time.
I think we're done.
All right. Okay. So since that completes your presentation, we'll go to public comment.
Thank you. I'll open public comment at this time. I do not have any slips for this project, and as I see no one else in the audience to make a comment, I will move on to virtual attendance, and I do not have any hands raised for virtual comment, so at that I will turn it back over to you, Chair Grumbine.
All right. To the commission for any questions. Mr. Chair. Commissioner McClure.
Yeah, I have a question. Your outdoor fireplace, could you go back to that detail and tell us how wide the firebox is?
Yeah.
I
It
think it's
seems,
42 inches.
looks like it's 30 inches.
Are you talking about the depth or
No, the width of the arched
You can
firebox.
zoom in.
this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, 30.
Looks kind of small for such a patio.
It's 40, isn't it 42, Brooks?
Looks like
width?
No,
it's.
scroll up a little, yeah, no, it's,
It's like
2.8.
yeah.
32.
32, yeah. So the idea was that it was taller than it is wider, just so it felt
But
less
if you go to the
modern.
plan view and look at the patio, do you still feel like that's a good size?
Maybe wider.
Maybe bigger, yeah, wider. But it's just a thought.
Okay. Yeah,
It seems quite small.
Okay.
I have a question.
Our question. Go ahead, Commissioner.
What's battery storage? What's a battery storage for room?
In the rooms,
No, there's a big room here, it says battery storage. Where was it?
It's a new data center.
I'm not sure.
Oh, it's right there, right there.
24 requirement with solar,
Oh,
it's
that-
combined with solar, and it
Oh,
helps regulate
oh, that's-
the amount of solar that's being used. And so when there's a high demand, it helps supplement so that there's more of a constant draw of power.
A question I have regarding the parking spaces that are adjacent to a walkway.
Okay, what are you looking at?
I'm in that
sheet?
same area.
What sheet, because you can switch to the set.
Yeah, let's do that.
What sheet are you on?
And I see your parking detail, you've got bumper blocks to keep cars from getting all the way
Yeah,
up.
what sheet are you at?
Commissioner Ludwig, what sheet?
Oh, what am I sheet am I on?
I don't know.
I don't know, it's,
If you zoom down, it's on the lower right.
I'm at 211. A21.11. So, but it's other places as well, where
Sure,
where you're
but it's just a
parking,
bit.
where your parking abuts a walkway. And I see in your details that you got a bumper block that keeps the car away from the sidewalk. So the car is not overhanging the sidewalk.
Here, I think.
I think he's at the top of the sheet.
Yeah,
Probably
top-
up
Oh, he's at the top, I
Yeah.
see.
So, but it happens other places. So my question is, why don't you put the curb line at where the bumper block is and devote some of that space, the 2.5 feet, whatever it is, to landscaping or something other than
Yeah.
trash that ends up behind the bumper block and the curb?
So in other words, make the curb, the wheel stop.
Yeah,
push
yeah.
that
It's
all-
just, and it happens
that
other
curb
places, and it's
out.
just, you could get more low planting, it would be underneath, I understand, underneath the car, but.
Yes,
or-
exactly.
or
Which is at the
rocks or
ends, at
something.
the ends of the parking,
Yeah,
right there.
otherwise,
Yes.
it ends up being a trash collecting area between the bumper block and the curb.
That's really a good idea.
Well, I've done it before,
For once, wow.
but, yeah, it's,
Yes, and we could do
yeah,
that.
you aren't able to increase the amount of area around the pool. I mean, we commented on that, and the final question is there no trim line? I couldn't find the drawing on your grill work. Is there no,
There's gonna need to be a little reveal.
well, there's gotta be something there. You can't
And
just,
obviously, that has to be attached.
yeah, but you can't screw it, you just can't screw it to the wall. You gotta have a trim or something there, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
I didn't find that.
Well, we don't have a detail of it yet. I mean,
Oh.
this is just, you know, frankly, it's taken a while to get the mechanical engineer to okay the grill, so then now we have to detail it, which will come back with final
Yeah.
details.
Yeah.
Well, the elevation did show a line showing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll have to have, I mean, presumably, it'll just be a plaster stop,
Whatever, yeah, yeah,
but I think the important thing is that it flushes out and it's all white.
okay.
All right.
Then the manufacturer's louver grill behind would also be white, I assume.
I don't know, I think it
Black.
should be dark.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
it
Goes
doesn't,
away,
come forward. No?
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Ed's growling.
Yeah, he's like the lion of the mechanical. All right, louvers. All right. Any other questions, Commissioner Butler? Will Commissioner Lodge and then Commissioner Butler.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I can't tell from the drawings, it looks as if there might be public access at the corner. Or is there going to be walls?
Alley and garden?
Yeah, right, yeah, an alley and garden.
Yeah, that's where that gate.
Oh, that's, so it's all going to be fenced or walled or off?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
only guests would be allowed in.
Okay, and then on the color, on the corner building, and the green shade, it seems to me Santa Barbara blue would be more appropriate.
Like up
But-
there? Like the.
Well, it's like what's on the courthouse.
Okay.
I can't see what you're pointing at. Just less green and more blue.
Okay.
For the window trim?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of this, a little more blue.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I will just throw this out. I mean, I know, we did the Monterey on De La Guerra, where Radius Group is, and that we just kind of matched, the windows were sort of just a not a beige, but, a muted color that actually matched the wood, and it just was very simple, instead of standing out as a color. I think we could, it's like, I'm not thinking of the right color name, but it would more or less match the same wood and just blend in with the trim that's going to go around those windows. So that would be an option.
Which could be the same
Does
as
that make sense?
this color would right there.
And maybe I think the comment will be just to study it with an idea suggestion, and then come back with whatever, however you want to propose it.
Okay.
Okay, and then Commissioner Butler.
Strangely, I have a landscaping question.
Okay.
Your event lawn sparked the thought. Recently, we've seen with the high tides, the king tides, we just lost the volleyball courts on East Beach this week. We learned recently that the baseball diamond just down the street from this project, the grass dies regularly because of saltwater intrusion. So you guys this location is right there. Have you considered that or looked at that, or you think, I think that's going to be a continuous problem. I'll pose it as a question. Have you thought about saltwater intrusion and its potential effect upon your landscaping?
No, I haven't. I mean, it's in the context of the lawn and the lawn health, I have not. So I'll make note of that. Oh, Courtney's here.
I can add to that. We are using reclaimed water, and for irrigation. So
It's not the irrigation.
I know, I understand the question, but I just wanted to mention that because that is, the plant palette will have to withstand saline water from the reclaimed system. But that park, we designed that park, and there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, the king
That's
tides,
what I
they come
understand
up
is-
through the
yeah.
ground, and
Right.
we designed to suit that as well as we could with depressed areas, but the lawn itself not being able to withstand, days of inundation, that's just, there's nothing we can really do about it.
Okay, I just thought I'd bring it up.
We are thinking about it, and we always do, this whole area of town has super high groundwater, so the soil profile is super limited, trees are stunted, there's all kinds of other things going on. So it's definitely front of mind. But.
Okay. All right, and at least they have a lot less lawn to take care of than the fields. All right, other questions before we go into comments? Commissioner
Yes.
Ensberg.
Okay, I do have a number of questions. Let's see, can we see an elevation with, or actually, while we're on this page, the little gate down there, the wooden gate, does that actually go through the labyrinth? How, is there like a path that goes through that labyrinth piece? So I can't see it
Yes,
very
yeah, so maybe go to the
Yeah,
first
let's
page of
go.
the presentation, because the landscape plan's there. Yes, it does, so that, let's see. Go to the page 1 of this.
I think I've gone too far.
Yeah, there we go. So if you can zoom in on the Cypress courtyard. So we're having a DG path bring you in from the sidewalk, and then you enter the gate. And then zoom in a little bit more, sorry, will it go?
So it just kind of
Yeah, so
goes right through it, but you could,
it goes right through, so once you enter the gate, the material changes to like a combo DG and brick path. So the brick is supposed to kind of indicate
if you don't want to get
labyrinth.
lost in the labyrinth, you can just go
Exactly.
straight.
Yeah.
Shortcut.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, and then, just while we're here, the gate, the strap hinges on there, are you imagining those to be like a black wrought iron metal type thing?
Yeah, wrought iron.
Okay. Then, let's go to the grill, the mechanical grill.
Okay,
I really like it. I just wanted to ask, does that come in like any other, like, can it get, the openings be any bigger, or is that just, that's what it is? There aren't any.
It can be bigger.
I'm wondering if you
Yes.
might want to look at that, because the smaller holes, can get clogged up with
Sure.
who knows what. And I think that because of the scale, it could be slightly larger. Where is that piece?
I just don't want to see that
The
louver
louvers, we have to,
behind
yeah,
it,
there's a
you know?
balance.
No, but you're going to paint it black. I'm not saying majorly bigger, but maybe a little bit bigger it might be. It might read, I keep thinking of that grill that's over on the
I see
Baylor
that,
building.
Brooks.
The
Yeah.
Julia
Yeah,
Morgan
although
building.
that's,
That's a whole different thing,
yeah,
and
'cause
there's a
that's
swan on it.
cast,
and
That's
everything.
actual,
plaster,
yeah.
stone.
But I'm just,
stone, actually.
I'm just putting it out there for you to look at. If you think it could scale up just a little tiny
We
bit, it
can.
might read more, the design of it, which is so pretty, would read a little bit better, whereas you're going to get further, if you put that far away, it's just going to just kind of be a
Wasn't
texture.
that the point, that they wanted it just to be
Close.
white, so more metal? See,
Yeah, but they
that's-
have it's a balance. It's a balance between
How
the
about
two.
this, so we don't try to design it on
Yeah,
the
just
spot
take a
first?
look at it.
Yeah, we can take a look, ask them to take a look at it and scale, and then, you may even want to get a swath of this and paint it and look at it
Yeah.
and actually try it out yourself and
Yeah.
then find the
Just-
right size.
Thank you, yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then.
I'm glad you asked that, because that is the minimum requirement, so we can go wider.
Okay, and that might also help your, what did you call it?
Rory.
The roaring? The whistle effect. Okay, then, the growling. Then on the fireplace, the fireplace cap, did you think about possibly a terracotta cap up there instead of a black metal lattice type?
Well, we're going to have to manufacture it, so I'm not sure how I'd do it out of terracotta, because it's got to have enough free
Yeah.
airflow for the fireplace,
Right,
right?
I understand.
So I think that just has to be, we don't want that to become a smoky.
Yes,
Are you talking about the little roof?
yeah, the vent at the top.
But the actual,
So,
A terracotta, anyway, I just thought that in terms of color, that the terracotta might really tie in with all your other
So are
colors.
you
that
thinking terracotta on the peak?
Yes.
Even if I have wrought iron
I guess,
below it?
you can look at that, but I just liked the idea, it seemed to me that maybe bringing in a terracotta, and it's a very traditional also, so that might be something to think about. Okay, now, can you show elevation of the, all of the three buildings together with this gradation of the colors? Do you have that we can sort of see how they work together?
It would probably be on your
Yeah, it would
elevations.
be on the elevations, but then I don't know if this one,
Well, your colored elevations after the renders, I think, maybe
Yeah.
show.
How it gradates across?
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's clear.
Okay.
Yeah, go to the presentation and then go to the elevation sheet.
yeah, it's just taking
So-
time again.
do you want to continue with the
Okay, yes.
questions?
The other question I have, the roof tile, you talked about boosting. So you're going to make one a little bit, so the texture looks a little different on the one
Yes.
building versus the
Correct.
other? Is that what you're
Just
trying to
pretty
do?
subtle.
Yeah.
It's very subtle.
Okay.
There would be more on the Monterey and less on the rest of the body.
And what does AC mean? AC hotel? What does AC mean? The
so
names
there's,
of the names
it's
of the
the kind
hotels.
of higher end section of the hotel. I don't know what
Well, it's
AC
more
stands for.
it's more just the, one night visitor,
So,
typical hotel room as opposed to the extended stay rooms that are on.
okay. And you're just
eastern
using that for communication of the differentiation, but these aren't the real names that will be associated at all with these three different buildings?
Well, I think that's the brand.
That's the brand.
Yeah, they will be.
It will be
oth-
called the
other ones
AC
don't have
Hotel?
AC.
Well, what,
It's the AC and the residence.
what does AC
Oh.
mean?
It's a very-
AC?
She just said Antonio Catalan, which
Oh.
I'm now for.
Well, I like Antonio Catalan better than AC. Yeah,
I like the ring of that.
we like fun names, okay.
The length has the
Okay. All right, we're getting there. And when you, oh,
So
you-
I
there,
want to
okay,
just, I
go
want to
ahead.
make sure we're clear on the colors. The main body with the porte cochere is the more white, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Let's pull that color out.
And then the intermediate color is sort of the transition from the Monterey
Correct.
to that.
So this would
So
be the darker,
more,
the
the larger
darkest.
portion.
So the center, oops, sorry, the center that we're looking at right here, going all the way over to where? To the corner?
Well, you can see the transition in the lower left.
Right
So
here.
when it goes from 3 stories to 2 stories is where that color transition.
And that's that color right there.
Well, that's the white.
Yes, these are the
Yes.
two.
That's the lightest.
This is
Yeah.
the lightest, and then it would go to
So
this
this
one
would
on
be
the
the
lower.
bigger 3-story
Well,
building.
that's the one on the far left.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then this is in the middle. And then on the far right is that
It would
one.
be the
Yeah.
darkest one.
And that's that one. Okay, can we put them all three together?
Sure.
Okay, they're pretty subtle. Yeah. Okay. For everyone?
All right, yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then the windows are the green on the one side, the Monterey is that green Arcadia color.
Or maybe Santa Barbara
Or
blue, or
blue.
maybe more.
You're gonna
just,
study that,
Muted.
right?
Yeah.
And then the other ones are the bronze.
Correct.
Okay. And then, and the porte cochere is this rooflet we're looking at right here, but in the render, it's still showing as a trellis. On
No,
the front page.
I don't, is
No,
it?
it's not showing.
Is it?
Oh, was the very front page? Go to
Very-
the
Oh, I'm
very
sorry,
first page.
yeah.
Maybe it did, I don't know. Oh, I know, on the set, the technical set, it may still show
Oh,
that way.
well,
That's
the one that-
render.
yeah,
That's right.
okay.
Yeah, but this is the.
But
It's
this
like,
is-
it's like a watercolor.
Yeah, no, that's incorrect.
Okay, so
what
this is the
is-
one. Okay, all right. Thank you. And then finally, oh, almost finally, the pots. You have the pots, and in that color, that watercolor rendering, it showed these pots that are the same as the other project. The-
Well, that's because they're across the street.
They're combining the properties.
So those are, I'm not seeing
That's
them here,
changed.
but can we see where they are? Those pots?
Yes. Let's
And
go
how
to the
big they
plan,
are?
And those have changed now, so
Okay.
the
plan?
let's see, go to, we'll look at them in plan, and then I'll show you an image of what we're thinking.
Okay, thank you.
Any plan is fine. Yeah, that's good. So at the porte cochere, like all those white circles are pots.
Right in.
So
Which is
they're
in the arcade.
associated with the arcade, and then there's a grouping of them as you pull your car into the porte cochere. They'll be on your left.
They're clustered.
Yeah, right into the words
Like,
porte cochere.
Yeah, actually
Right
under
under
the
Oh, it's
overhang.
right here.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
they're-
that on the right-hand side right there? Those are not,
Those are
Yeah.
pots also.
okay, and there's
they're
clustered,
And
there's like 3 of them together?
At each
And that's the
column.
arcade.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And then, and how big are those pots?
They vary in size, anywhere from 3 by 3 to a little bit smaller, maybe 3 different sizes.
Okay, and then final question is the awning colors. So they are,
HOC approved.
You only get that once a day.
so you're still studying those depending on how the windows go and stuff like that, maybe?
She does
Is that
like
true?
stripes.
Question?
But that's true.
You know.
Okay.
Okay, I think that
Not yellow.
is, well. Okay,
Now you're
that
co-
is all
now
my
you're making
questions.
trouble
Thank
for
you.
yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Okay, so I think that goes through all of our questions. So let's jump into comments. And this is there's no final appealable action. It already received project design approval. And so this is per the main items that we're reviewing today are the ones that have been shown. So who wants to jump in? And let's just, I think I've got a lot of the notes as well, so we can try to summarize a lot of various items to continue to study, but also the things that we're liking and we're saying, let's lock this in, as well as suggestions. So So who wants to jump in with key things that they are wanting to comment on? You want to start? Commissioner Butler?
More vibrant. You've definitely increased the sort of the contrast. It's more SB-like. I think the color selection and some of the things you've done with the tile work and the awnings, et cetera. I like the little gate. The little wooden gate just adds a kind of a extra special effect. You know, it's really, really special. So I think this is a good update. I wouldn't call it an upgrade, but an update from what you presented before. So,
Commissioner Jordan, did you?
Excuse me. Very supportive of what I saw today. My own observation as I look at this is, to me, it's a big, complex project in what is becoming an environmentally sensitive area. And so I think there's some real challenges in making it, in answering all those questions and making it Santa Barbara style. I think it's a kind of project that really is a challenge because of the scale and location. But I'm very supportive of what you presented today.
Regarding the pots, I would, these are some large spaces, so I'd encourage you to go big on pots, like maybe some 48s and 42s, because I often see pots that are too small.
Okay. Great. Commissioner Lambic?
I have no comments.
Wow.
Okay.
Might be a first. All right,
Except that
Commissioner
grill.
Ensrick?
Well,
Okay.
yeah, you're solving that, yeah, you're working on it.
Yes, thank you. Of course, I have comments. I agree about the pots, and I think that the style, I would do a different style, more of an Italian type of pot. The ones out like at the airport, they're big. They're like this big with olive trees in them, and they look really good. I would go big, and maybe not have these little clusters. Maybe just go with a really big pot and march them down. Study that, let's say. And let's see. On the roof tile, I would just say that to me, I think if you want to do it that way and do this boosting thing, fine, but I would be completely fine to not do that and maybe simplify it, because I don't think it'll be, I'm not sure if you've got so much else going on. I don't need you know that you need to go to that level to do that, and it might be something that could save you a little bit. So I would be, if other commissioners agree, I would be fine with just doing the same roof and not doing that. And then we talked about the names, but we like something kind of romantic and fun. AC doesn't quite sounds like a air conditioner.
Antonio.
Okay, and then we already talked about the fireplace, the cap, the terracotta possibility. You might study that. I think that I really like that Arcadia green color, but I also appreciate what Commissioner Lodge said too. I just think color overall, that you should just look at all of the colors and just really, make it it's where you can really get a lot of bang for the buck. And I also find that green, I'm not sure I really think that this color totally goes with that green. But I do like that green very much. It's a pretty green. But anyway, so study the colors and the awnings. I really appreciate these tiles here, these, hand-painted decorative tiles. I think that, we love that. And we already talked about the grill thing. So I don't think I had any other, I know, one final thing about this whole plant survival with the salt water. If they're not going to survive, then it seems like we should be looking at some other solution, because the last thing we want is for plants to.
Commissioner Lambic?
Yeah, regarding that, the city chose at the baseball diamond or softball diamond, the city chose, when they did a major remodel there about 10 years ago or so, they chose not to raise the elevation of the soil. They could have done that. everything here is above, whatever. I don't see that it's the same problem here. Yeah, that softball diamond is a bad deal. It floods in a little bit of rain, whatever, so.
Well, it's a reality.
And maybe for this case
Yeah.
as well, it is in a different and higher, I'm assuming, location, and more extracted, and it is a much smaller piece of lawn.
Right, and
In
we
terms of
have
caring for it,
incredible.
it's probably going to be easier than in private, so.
We're
We
removing
do
a
have-
whole lot of soil with the underground parking.
Yes, that's true.
We have a, very skilled team here, so I'm sure they're looking at all of that. I just bring it up as like, well, let's not try to fight the river.
So just plant
and then-
seaweed.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you made a comment on the tile roofs that's confusing. There's two kinds of tile, right? There's a very authentic, that tile.
There's this one here.
And there's a much more regular tile. Don't you have two kind of tile roofs?
No, I mean, I think we were going to use the same,
Because in one of your pictures, it showed a cheaper looking roof next to a elegant looking roof, somewhere in that set.
Yeah,
But
I'm not
it's only-
sure, but I think the intent was really to use all the same.
And just for clarity, I think
Traditional
what was
tile.
being talked about is boosting them at the end, as
So
opposed
more
to.
texture.
I thought you were saying two types of roofing was acceptable or not.
No.
No, I'm saying,
I think she's saying
I'm
it's
saying the
similar. Be the
opposite,
same.
opposite,
Just
opposite.
the bumping.
Yeah. And then my one last comment too is, I still think the pool is too small. But I don't know if we have any, just food for thought. But otherwise, I think it is great. I think it's a really, really nice project, and it's moving along very, very well. And, appreciate all the work and look forward to moving it along further. Thank you.
All right. Commissioner Lodge?
Thank you, Chair Brownback. It's good to see the further development of the design and the details and so on, and I think it's going to be a very, very nice building, one of the bigger ones in the city of Santa Barbara. No, it's not so.
It's big.
It's big, yeah. So it's important that it be done right.
Yep. I agree. Okay, and I'll summarize those try to give a shot at summarizing those comments and add a few of my own as well. And actually, we'll start with the ones I had that were in addition and see if others are in agreement too. So could you go to the pedestrian gate? It is really great gate design. I had one little potential tweak to it, which is the stone walls on either side. Maybe a little like step up so that you at the gate you get to the spring point of your segmented arch, like on or at least close to it, so that the edges either step up or have a pilaster or something. Yeah, but basically just because it looks like the gate's kind of too tall for the wall, so either gate comes down or wall comes up at that moment could solve it. It's a great little design, so it's a very sweet little gate.
Have you thought about what the sandstone walls appearance will be? Is it going to have heavily grouted joints, or will it be dry joint, or what?
Well, this one probably will need to be a veneer because of the height of it. So I think, but I would, it's interesting looking at this suggests a heavy grout, but I would be inclined to not do a lot of grout.
It's a bad representation. Stone on the face of a wall is always five-sided.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah.
and it's not rounded, so unless you're doing boulders.
No.
Okay.
It's a computer wall.
Yeah, there's only so much subtlety in CAD or Revit. Okay, so let me, I think that was all the other minor ones. I'll just try to summarize them, but that was the only really additional one. Okay, so I'll just summarize the comments. So first, we want to thank the applicant for their continued development and for coming back to us in progress. And we're very supportive of the project, and it continues to be developed well. And so we're very supportive of it. One question I had for everyone, it didn't seem like there was a problem with the bonderized metal for the gutter as an alternative to copper. Seems like a pretty good product. Everyone's okay with it? Okay. All right, so The bonderized metal substitute instead of copper gutter is acceptable as proposed. The fabric awnings, and we'll just say that the color and material palette in general is supportable with the additional notes of to continue to study the green window color and potentially looking at a blue. You know, I was thinking about it, and it might even be because you have 3 colors of wall and you have 3 sort of treatments of building. Maybe you actually look at a blue, a Santa Barbara blue, and then you have the
I
green,
agree.
and
then the
then you're
bronze.
really kind of playing up the breaking up of the thing. Okay, great.
And didn't you show a burgundy one somewhere? Did I see that?
There is.
Yeah.
It allows for that easy sort of separation.
Yeah, but what you're saying is that just like we have the 3 colors of plaster, we'll have 3 colors of windows.
Window, yeah, and that could potentially open up to the Santa Barbara blue discussion too, but to look at that, so looking at the 3 colors of windows in pairing with the 3 colors of plaster. The fireplace, to continue, the fireplace in the courtyard to continue to study it, including the size of the opening, which appears to be on the smaller side. So to continue to study that, as well as the chimney cap, knowing that that's going to be coming back to us with the decorative iron or terracotta or other traditional solution. So just sort of noting that. The lighting in general seemed good and appropriate throughout the site. So the lighting as palette as is being developed is supportable. Let's see, the grill for the air conditioning units seems to be heading in the right direction, in a good direction, and to the additional note to study the sizing of it, to look at even a larger pattern. But to study that with a sample and then come back with your findings. We talked about the pedestrian. Oh, the wood pedestrian gate that is a great design feature, and to study either piers or stepping up the wall to the level of the gate as a design suggestion. Let's see, curb at the parking. To include a planter strip or other low planting or other device to use the curb as a stop instead of a standard wheel stop. Yeah. And regarding the pots, the landscape pots, to explore more Italian Mediterranean examples. And of the larger sort as well, 48 inches or 42 inches, looking at some of those, or the scale of those as well as you continue forward. The boosted tile on the roof is not needed, so we're comfortable with it not being proposed.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to, yeah.
Well, but to be clear, we still want to do the double booster tile at the end, at the eaves, but not the grout. We're talking about when we say
like
boosted tile, we're talking
with a
about
mud, yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And to make the roofs,
Uniform.
make them all the same.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you do, you
Okay.
have to have this building with the one thing and the other different.
Yeah, the original, I'm sorry, but the original concept was that this Monterey was the only thing that was there. This is kind of the homage to Bill Wright. And so it kind of makes sense that we try to make that feel a little
different.
older.
Okay, so it
Right.
seems like we're,
There's a shingle there, that roof, the Monterey building, just, a concrete shingle or whatever.
that's an option, yeah, and you can't use wood, which they would have had, but yeah. but that might, so let's just do this. We'll just say to continue to study it,
Yeah.
roofs. We're supportive, I think
Either
you,
way. Be
all
we're
the same.
supportive either way, so, yeah.
We're
continue
just
to study
giving
it.
you options.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to do it that way, go ahead, but we're just trying.
And I would say on the Monterey side, I do think that it would totally be appropriate if it had something wood-like in terms of how it looks, whether it's cementitious or whether, whatever, but that would be totally appropriate as a Monterey building.
Yeah.
And it could also be
concrete
red tile.
doesn't
You
look
know,
great,
yeah,
you know.
it could also be a red tile. So I think either one of those do work stylistically, but at least it's open there for you to come back with, having studied that.
Pardon my interruption. If I could just clarify that comment, Mr. Chair, it would be boosted tile on roof is not needed, but the commission is supportive either way. Continue to study.
Yes, there we go. And then, let's see, there was another one I was forgetting here. The doors and, the windows, that the color palette is, as shown, is acceptable, with the additional suggestion to study, having a third color of the doors and windows, and dividing it by building, similar to the plaster, the three buildings in three different plaster colors. And then,
The awnings, we were saying, make them, we want to make each one
oh
of them
yeah, and so,
distinctly.
and we'll just say, and include the awning study as part of it as well, using Santa Barbara appropriate colors.
Black and white strip.
Not black and white.
With scallops. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I think that's all of the comments I have.
Also, there was, do we all agree that we like the porte cochere?
Oh, that was one, actually, I was totally forgetting. So, can we go to the porte cochere perspective? I think it seems like everyone's feeling that's looking a lot better or good,
Yeah.
and going in the right direction. One thought I had was, is it a little low, and would it either be with a little bit taller piers or a belly band in the plaster above? Right now, it seems like there's a lot of blank space between the arched windows and the top of the roof.
There is a little band.
Oh, really?
It's really hard to
It's hard to
see,
see it
but
here.
there is
Okay.
there will be a band
Band
detail.
along the bottom of the
Those windows?
At the upper roof.
Yeah.
Oh, I see the upper roof.
Oh,
I'm saying
He's talking about this,
yeah, so
right?
either
Yeah.
that whole roof comes up a little bit, however, or there's something happens above. Oh, you do have a little drop in your, oh, okay, maybe that'll do it. Actually, your sloped sills
see
might do it.
this? Yeah.
It just seemed like from the further back that it looked like a lot of plaster above there.
You're talking about above the porte cochere is
Yes.
what you're
Either
talking
do
about.
above the porte cochere with something, a band, but now I see you actually have
Yeah.
the sloped sills, so Matt, never
Right,
mind.
it's over
But I
here.
agree, it needs that band is important,
Yeah.
that detail at the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, so,
And-
okay.
And on that, too, I wanted to ask what you all thought about, you mentioned that you had changed those upper windows, the arched windows, and brought them closer together, correct?
Yes.
So I just was
They're a little
curious
more
about that, whether that, how everybody
Yeah.
felt about that.
It's feeling good to me. I like the heavier corners.
I think those windows need, I don't know what their depth is, but I think we need to make sure that those windows are a little
Yes.
deeper.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like the arched windows at the bar element, you know.
So
that
maybe
they
we
have
can just say
good depth.
continue to
Study
refine
those.
and study the entry. But that, the hip roof porte cochere is definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Is everyone
Yeah.
feeling that? This design is going well in that? Okay.
Yes.
I wonder,
Yeah. Yeah, Commissioner Butler.
do we need to put something on the very top to make them?
Oh, yes, we need a
Nice
finial.
little
We need a finial.
Well, we do have,
there
a-
is
we
a
do have a
finial.
little
Yeah, but
thing.
it looks like a.
Oh, it's like the
seawall
that's like
repellent.
from
Okay,
like
okay.
that's like from Finials R Us.
Yeah, put a,
And also at the entry, we want to emphasize the entry,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Right? Okay.
Pardon my interruption.
So let's
Chair to the rest of the
let's
commission,
try to
this
give
is
it a
getting-
coherent. Yeah.
Emphasize
Okay.
finial.
So let's just say to continue to refine the main entry design. The current porte cochere design is a great improvement, and to also include enlarged design of the finial at the entry. Let's just kind of leave it like that and let them study it and come back.
And can I also
Yeah,
say
Commissioner.
just one other possibility? I'm not mandating anything, but I'm wondering if those arched windows should maybe just slide down a little bit, because there seems like, I mean, I like the band at the top, just seems like maybe they need to come down about 6 inches
So,
or something.
Maybe just
Study
as that
it.
study, play around with it a little bit and see if there's a little bit more refinement there. I think that might
Just
might
a
help cover that distance
composition.
below it too,
Yeah.
between that and the roof. Okay.
Okay,
My-
Commissioner Lenvick?
My only
sorry.
comment,
Could I clarify that last comment? So it was continue to refine and study the porte cochere, and then study an enlarged design of the finial, and then do you want to include study lowering the windows as well, or?
Let's just say,
leave it at-
continue to study the portico share and entry piece, or entry, element. Because that kind of includes the whole massing of it, and you can futz around with it. And then you can look at the depth of the wall and all those other things too. Commissioner Lenvick?
yeah, my only comment regarding the porte cochere is that you're going to want to light the entry some way a lot more significantly than maybe the rest of the building or other, whatever. So you may need to have more structure there. I don't know that you want to put,
Yeah.
I don't know that you want to put fixtures on the columns, but you may want to get lighting up above or whatever, because I think you're going to really need to punch that up.
So as you're studying it, so
Whatever,
as you're studying it, it might be more helpful to make the piers go a little taller so you have a little more space to work with, whatever. But let's just leave it in their hands. Let's just leave it in your hands to, work on.
right. And we're saying that we like it.
Yes.
We like it, but it's just such an important element, and now we're focusing on it, so, just,
We
yeah,
love it
so
like
those
one
are
of our
just, but I
children,
think
but not yet our
I think it really, it's working, just couldn't use a little
Yeah.
more tweaking.
Okay. Any other, so that hits all the comments that I had. Any other comments that we're missing as there? And this is just to continue, so, all right. Well, excellent job. Who wants to make a motion with those comments? To continue indefinitely?
I will.
Okay.
I'll
Commissioner
make a
Ensminger?
motion to continue indefinitely with the comments that have been stated.
All right. Who wants to second it?
Second.
Commissioner Butler, thank you. All right, under discussion, any further discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ensberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Lemvik,
Yes.
Commissioner McClure,
Yes.
Commissioner Lodge,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
Yes?
Commissioner Dordan,
Yes.
Chair Grumbine.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right, great, thank you, excellent job.
Excellent.
All right. All right, and with that, I think we're all good, so meeting is adjourned.